Good morning, Exiles, and welcome back for some more PoE Sports. Welcome to the last of the Druids race event number 1. We are going to be doing an Act 4 Tavakai any percent kill here with our races today. Getting ready after lots and lots of practice this time around. It's we could say highly motivated after the announcement of ExileCon and the impending ExileCon qualifiers. That's a big goal to shoot for. So looking forward to seeing how some of that plays out, along with a lot of big changes for us here today. But I am ZIGGYD, joined by RaizQT. How you going today, Raiz, for casting some Path of Exile racing with me, mate?
Doing good. Looking forward to this. I really want to see what these players are going to be able to bring. It's also interesting, right, in the way that you talk that the not only the meta is shifting, but also the players are motivated. I wonder, right, with the looming qualifiers up in the air, how many people are already going to start putting in the effort, and how many people are maybe going to hold back a little bit until those qualifiers get announced. One person that I know for a fact has been practicing way before any ExileCon was announced ever was Gormus, and we're going to have him participate here today. So definitely somebody that we're going to be looking out for already.
Yeah, I'm glad we get to see Gormus as well, because actually that's an interesting factor about this now is both he and Guy That Dies have announced that they wouldn't be able to take this, like might not even be able to do this race season due to life commitments and things like that. It happens. So that potentially leaves a little bit of an opening for some people to sneak in and make a name for themselves. And you know, I love to see the dominance of Gormus, as we've had him win many races over the last 4 seasons. But it is exciting to see other people, new names, rise to the top, and we have a chance to potentially see something like that. But I am happy to see that Gormus is actually here and is going to be starting in this race today as well. So yes, it is that we're just on the cusp of that kind of like ExileCon real hard grind for ExileCon, that push, because being one of the final 4 to qualify and be on the stage for the ExileCon race is historic, monumentous. It's man, those races are all-time greats. So to be there is a huge motivational thing for all of these people. So yeah, we've seen in practice over these last few weeks since that announcement, people being really aggressive with their strategies, people trying crazy new things, and even doing something crazy like moving to new classes, because believe it or not, that's actually a pretty big ask. If you've been practicing another class for 3 seasons, all of a sudden Druid gets added. There is apparently a lot of a Druid potential, but it's so new, it's so unexplored, it's so unknown. So we've got some people doing caster Druid, some people doing kind of like hybrid mixed stuff on Druid, and other people just taking some of the Druid skills and applying it to other classes. It's having a big impact there on other builds as well, because not only do you get a new movement skill, but there's some big damage boosting stuff here that's doing things like letting people have the damage they had at level 33 now at like level 28, thanks to some of the new Druid skills on certain builds. So big impacts there. So a lot of unknowns, a lot of wildcards in.
It's interesting too, right? Because that ExileCon qualifier idea, like, yeah, you're switching around classes before some people, because this is in the end kind of a class race, right? People want their demigods, they want their rewards, they want to win. But now you've got with ExileCon coming up, like, are you sticking to a less popular, potentially weaker class? Or are you trying to go for those rank ones, trying to prep yourself up for the qualifier? And also, I mean, Path of Exile 2, as Ziggy is mentioning, it's changing a lot. We are constantly seeing new skills. We're seeing new classes, right? So maybe some of these players who are playing these underrated classes are in fact preparing for potential meta shift that's going to allow them to perform better in the future races. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But all of these little things are big elements that the players are thinking about nonstop, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You do see people gravitate towards what they think is going to be the fastest overall class. Because even in these races, there's like a grand prize for the fastest overall across all 3 races. But like you mentioned, it is a class-based race. But in the future, you know, people are going to want to be playing on the fastest thing if they're the fastest races to get those ExileCon qualifiers down. So it's extra interesting then when people do switch to Druid, because we've had people flock to Mercenary they thought was the best. It seems like Mercenary and Warrior are still very tight competition this season from the developing meta that we're seeing, with Warrior being a bit more stable and consistent, but Mercenary having a little bit higher potential if things kind of work out quite perfectly for them with their gear. But Druid
Mm,
also apparently is being ranked on the same tier as though too by some races.
really?
So yeah, kind of wild. But it's also going to be the rawest and most unpolished, most unpracticed, and also not
Right.
have most people kind of piloting it ultimately because a class can be the best class, but if it doesn't have the best races behind it, then you're not necessarily going to see it that much.
Yeah,
So it's
it
going to
does
be
feel
very
like a
interesting to see how
big
it pans out.
difference. That feels like a big difference between PoE 1 and PoE 2. In PoE 1, kind of everybody plays the strongest thing, and when the meta shifts, everybody switches over to the new thing. But here, it does seem like the effort that you put into one particular class really has a lot of meaning long term. You are that class player, and switching over, no joke whatsoever, as we are, I believe, slowly getting to the game and potentially introducing some of our starting players. We're going to be switching over the different players depending on performance, but we do have some nice players here for you right now, and that's going to be Angormus in the top left. Needs no introduction. Well, I guess Ziggy already introduced him a little bit. This guy's just a winner. He just wins.
He
In the top right,
deserves an
Shackle
introduction,
Coach.
though. Even if he doesn't
Oh,
need it,
okay.
he deserves it. And Gormus,
100%.
the winner of nearly every race of all time until like the
Yep.
last season when people started finally not, when he finally started not winning. And Gormus was back in season 1 when people thought Warrior was, bottom tier. No one thought Warrior was going to win. He came out, he'd been practicing in the background before anything was ever announced. The OG. And Gormus, the Warrior winner, is here once again, but potentially hasn't had any time to practice. So he's going to be relying on raw skill
Mm,
here today. So it could be rough, which is exciting. Please continue, Rise.
100%. Shackle Coach in the top right as the race already kicks off. My personal favorite. A lot of passion behind this player. Still continuing to practice. I see him tuning into my stream every now and then. Also, like really staying in the groove, staying motivated. And even in the messages that he sends in chat, you can see the passion that he's got for this game. So that's always super cool. And kind of a newcomer to our cast, but not a newcomer to the scene, and many players must be familiar with him. Crimson Casts, who is also going to be my co-caster for the second race, as Ziggy is too busy with family stuff. Come on, Ziggy, what's up with this?
Imagine that. Look, it's my first time ever having a life, okay?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking earlier when you were talking about how, oh yeah, Angormus and guy that dies can't really play. I'm like, yeah, PoE always finds a way. You're going to be practicing, you're going to be playing. And of course, Angormus is here. And yeah, so is Crimson Casts, who is looking to not just prep up for ExileCon, but kind of give us a showcase of his potential abilities here. As the players are already up to the first boss, this is going to be Miller and some different strategies, as you can already see. Some people pushing him up against the gate when they're melee. A little bit of ranged action. You're trying to shoot as quickly as possible with the mercenaries in the top right and top left. An easy boss, and they're going to be taking them down. As I say that, never mind.
Oh no!
A monk
Fire
player,
to sky with the first blood shed
first
on
blood.
screen, and that is a perfect chance to remind you guys of some of the rules of the race. While this is
Right.
not a hardcore race, it is pretty spicy to have a death. 2.5 minute death penalty. You are forced to stand still for that entire time, and we have a tradition here on the official cast. Is when that happens, is get them off the screen, get someone else in there. We try to keep as best we can some of the top races on the screen for us to check out, as well as rotation in for some little bit of class diversity where we can. But unfortunate early upset there, Fire to Sky. Even the first boss, just like in Path of Exile 1, Hillock could take people down. Same thing here too.
Yep.
Another
100%. And
potentially dangerous one.
we mercilessly switch him over to our ranger player, Kiom, another player that some of you guys might be familiar with. A lot of results in the past, not quite getting those rank ones overall, but definitely coming up with individual strategies as Ankorm is dropping low to one of the early, more challenging bosses, especially for the warrior. You got to get in up and close, and that just makes it that much more difficult. And warriors, when they're trying to maximize their damage, they put themselves at risk. Not something that the mercenaries have to worry about all that much. And that being said, Crimson Cast is going to take down his boss, and Shekel Coach is very close to clearing out the witch as well.
Yeah, we've got an interesting field here already with Kiom using some Druid Talisman action in the early game here. The bear swipe's pretty strong, pretty tanky. So
Right.
starting off with Ranger on that, like we're definitely going to see a lot of Talisman weapon swaps for things like Pounce, but we're actually seeing like a almost full Talisman play here, just at that very initial part for the Ranger, with I anticipate a lightning rod, lightning arrow swap with a little bit of ice tipped arrows at the start, as that is a traditional Ranger start, but now enhanced and empowered a little bit by some shape shifting, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've really seen those setups put out so much damage in the past. I wonder if it's only getting crazier now, as I mentioned the witch from the previous zone, but there's another witch that you have to deal with, a boss that's been historically very difficult. And Shackle Coach is currently pinned up in her little cubby.
Get
Finally
pushed
managed to
back into
take
the
her
house.
down. Oh, but that degen is still brutal. His potion's almost out. Shackle Coach is going to have to be careful as he's looking to exit the next zone soon. Meanwhile, Ongormus already picking up those girdles. And a pretty clean run from him so far. Doesn't matter how low you go, as long as you don't die, Warrior can really get some heavy clearing going. Crimson casts with the reset, actually. I'm not sure if that was on the... I think that was on the Witch. I'm not sure if that wasn't the Devour. So interesting.
Looks like he's heading over into the Red Veil now, with Kiom also cleaning up the Ariadne witch fight there as well, with some nice pre-stacking of grenades. So we're seeing a bit of extra skill swap there. Now we're on to first talisman, now we're on to a crossbow. So we'll see where this range ends up, because there's a lot of routes to grow from grenades to lightning arrow and things like that as well. But these are some of these zones that
Oh my
have
goodness, Kiom!
Ooh,
Are we okay? Did he die? I think he died. Oh,
that.
yeah, nice. Wow.
Oh dear.
We're
That
losing.
is.
We're using our in-game
Whew.
casting tool here as it's received many upgrades. And yeah, that's gonna be a 2.5 minute death timer for Kiom. So again, not hardcore, but pretty hardcore. 2.5 minutes is
Yeah, that's a big change here at this point.
that's a
So
big
we'll
number.
get someone else on to have a look at how they're going here in a moment. I believe we just need to update the name. It is Arco on the Druid,
Hmm.
using some Essence Strain contagion stuff in the early game, most likely is the popular approach for spellcasters. And Gob's going a little bit low on the Rust King up in the top left there, looking to get that Bone Shatter proc, and almost gets stopped, but does manage to pull it off and gets that kill. They pull the monsters around and try to spread damage to it with Bone Shatter. And you'll also see the Contagion folks using Contagion to do a similar thing as well. It's kind of spread that damage around. There's a few
Right.
strategies like that. But yeah, the spellcaster approach from kind of sorceress and witch is so far proving to be a popular choice for the druid early game, because contagion is just like a good clearing option here. And
Hmm.
we also see things like frostbomb, and actually interesting seeing volcano. I didn't expect that one, but that's an
Oh
early
wow.
choice
Okay.
there for the druid too. And it's a little bit of pre-stack damage that you can pop down, ahead of time, and then switch to focusing on the other skills. And it'll be interesting to see just how clean this Rust King fight is for the druid. Now
Yeah, that
replacing
was
and using
interesting.
that volcano a lot.
He did get the volcano up, but Rusking seems to be moving away a lot.
Yeah,
But
that
that's
is
always been the strength, I feel, of PoE2 racing in general. Just the mixture of abilities that you can include, especially in the early game, and how many different build swaps you're going through on certain classes. It's always super cool to see. And when these new abilities available, our players are always looking to min-max their clear. And man, this is Arco is kind of struggling, no? His potions are running low, gets like a couple ads there, but the Rust King putting up quite the battle as the volcano keeps ticking away, but so do Arco's potions. Empty
yeah,
now.
it's definitely taking a fair bit longer. He did start first and is possibly not ending first, as we do have Shuckle Coach take down his one first, with grenades being just a little bit more explosive in that
Right.
raw power there. And of course, we see Angormus way ahead of the pack here, as is tradition. Angormus's early acts, especially, are really, really clean. And this is potentially off the back of less practice, even, but he's had many months of practice before this point as well.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Crimson manages to get his fights done, looking for a new weapon. Not going to be able to find it. Actually, he does find one, but didn't quite have the money. There's a little bit of vendoring, some quick movement on that mouse. Angormis manages to take down the Rod and Druid. Arco finishes his fight, and Shackle Coach will be heading over to the next zone as well. Pretty close, I gotta say, overall. But
So
we haven't quite
interesting.
got into the scary parts yet.
Yeah, interesting detail is that level 8 is a big breakpoint for damage here, where at like the one item level 1 to 7 range, you get rolls like 1 to 10 lightning damage, and then at level 8 all of a sudden it's like 2 to 27. It's like 3 times stronger.
Right.
In fact, you can get gloves at level 8 that will like literally double your damage if you've got all previous like level 7 gear before that point. And Rowan Druid, I believe, is exactly where that kicks in. That's that first boss that drops that level 8 gear. So we're seeing more players kind of like take interest in that boss as a result, as a potential way to get that big damage. And as players are pushing through the act at even earlier and earlier levels, we're seeing a definite shift towards people deciding to, finish Act 1 at a much lower level, and even finish the entire race at a much lower level. Getting that extra damage early actually does make a pretty big difference there. When you're tripling your damage, it certainly can
Yeah,
be
it's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big
Reminds
deal.
me of racing and delve in PoE 1, where you could just get gloves that would make a character do like 10 times more damage. It was pretty spicy. But yeah, definitely a lot of itemization, a lot of focus on making sure that you manage your zone levels and the boss levels correctly. And that's absolutely going to be the case in the cemetery that Angormis has already entered. He's going to be fishing for higher level zones here so he can get the next tier of weapons for his warrior Bone Shatter, but not too strong. You can't have your
Ooh,
weapon be
Arco,
too
Arco.
strong.
Arco, I'm holding my breath, mate. He's been getting harassed by
Yeah.
these wolves and just having a hard time kind of like getting that contagion trigger to wipe out the pack, but he does eventually manage to get it to taken down after going very close there, having a pretty close near miss. That could have well taken him off the stream, but hangs in there. Good job, buddy. I am keen to see Arco on the Druid, as he's one of the few that has taken that leap of faith into Druid here so early on, with so little practice.
For
So I
sure.
hope we get to see him on the stream for a while here. I'm loving seeing Shackle Coach with the Druid swaps as well. A lot of actual Druid swapping, even more than I anticipated. Taking advantage of the safer movement speed boost on Wolf form. So even when you're not sprinting, you get a movement boost, which allows you to kind of more
Crimson.
safely move through packs.
Sorry to interrupt you here, Ziggy. Crimson's added the funky checkpoint here. This guy's always causing our players a lot of grief. He's having to stun him out. He dropped it really low. He's trying to play safe, but the shock is doing him no favors. He's going to be able to take it down. Continue, Ziggy. Continue. I
Yes,
thought we
the
were going to have a nice
ambush
rip. Didn't
here
want to miss it.
is a key point that players do specifically seek out for that uncut support gem, but it can be a little bit spicy depending on just how bad that rare is at the time.
Yeah.
But Crimson Castle and M Gormus both doing that at the same time. I expect that they would be doing the tombs in the same order as well, though there can be some differences between Mercenary and Warriors early game. But I know Crimson, he was, not necessarily a top 10 racer in the past, but he'd been practicing very hard. He was top 10 knowledge easily, but he's been practicing very hard, and seeing him actually on stream, this might be the first time we've actually had him on stream as a racer, not as a caster, and it's good to see. You love to see it. And he's
Yeah,
up
it's
there. Oh,
interesting.
Arco, no.
Oh,
Similar
no.
situation, not quite able to clear that pack as cleanly as needed whilst in the middle, and does get dropped by a nasty pack of skeletons in the cemetery there. That is a big upset for Arco there, costing them 2.5 minutes. And we'll
Yeah, it
see if
just
we can't
doesn't
get
seem like
someone
enough
else.
damage. It's just not enough damage. And I feel like the monk in the past also had the similar issue where they were messing around with the essence drain contagion. And yeah, it's a ton of AoE, but are you able to actually kill these mobs? And especially in tighter zones like this, when you get swarmed, things get extremely dangerous. But it's also interesting what you mentioned about Crimson, because he's kind of had the reverse progression of a player in a lot of ways. He's somebody who's probably the most knowledgeable Path of Exile player, and I would even say caster at this point. But at the same time, he never really had those mechanical results, which is kind of the other way that you do it. Typically, people learn the mechanics of the game, they click buttons, but then they lack knowledge, and eventually with time, they develop understanding of layouts of their characters, yada yada. But it seems to be the opposite for Crimson, and I really wonder how this approach is gonna work out for him, as he's having to, I believe, rerun the zone. Not sure. Angormus already up
Yeah,
to the
there's
boss.
little bit of backtracking there, as maybe had a bit of a zone read issue. Interesting though, if that's the case, as what you're mentioning, it kind of goes to show, I think, a big difference between Path of Exile 1 and 2, where like PoE 2 is very, very knowledge focused, with zone
Yeah, that's true.
reads and layout learning, and a lot of these like techniques for progression just being so important, even more so than that like kind of micro mechanical skill. And Gomes with a
My
very
goodness.
clean kill there as
Clean
well.
kill from Angormus. That was so fast. Nicely done by him.
He's just gotten so smooth that he's like early boss fights, even pushing at lower and lower levels each season, and still managing to keep those fights as smooth as possible is very impressive to see. And now we do get to see a little bit of shapeshifter form, kind of like complementing the warrior playstyle, which was already just so good in the early game, and Angormus so good at it. For those of you who are new, you might see Angormus using Rolling Slam, but just the first hit of it to trigger that damage on the packs, and then following up with Bone Shatter. And it's so smooth and so fast and so fluidly linked together that it actually just looks like a new skill. It's like, what skill is he even using there? What skill stuns enemies and then causes an explosion all for one? But no, that's two skills just kind of blended together.
And it's funny too,
And
because as much
very
as we're
smart.
talking about Path of Exile changing so much, and especially in the past, a warrior is just this auto attack machine. Rolling Slam is still here, it's still a skill that our players are utilizing, and it's super effective for sure. Angormus always making it shine. Such a clean setup.
Very good. Moving into the Mausoleum, the Praetor, looking for that second boss here for Ngomas. Looks like he got himself a unique shield there. Interesting. I don't know. That's a pretty low
A
armor value,
strength.
so probably not going to be a big deal for later on shield wall action, but could be something to use early on here. I don't know if there's any situations where that's going to be super helpful for him, but he's still
He
going to look
needs
at it.
the
Look
he
at
needs
this
the rake
bare
meta
form
back.
swiping here. It, it looks like pre-perfect strikes or other single target options that the bare form swiping is competitive, at least with your basic mace attacks. So we're actually seeing a blend of the two here, just kind of like whatever works, I suppose. Might be
Yeah.
down to which one has a little bit more damage, the one hand mace or the talisman in the early game.
Yeah, it's interesting. We even see it on the mercenary that they're pre-planting
Yeah.
those grenades and then swiping away with the bear.
Rage generation absolutely is a big thing, right? Building up the rage, even if it costs you a bit of DPS early on, that's a big damage growth. And that's a huge impact that Druids had later on as well, with the ability to like one button insta max rage generation for 30% more attack damage. Later on, we'll see a lot of that. But very nice Lachlan kill here for
Holy.
Angormus as well, just straight into the stun, and with the ideal positioning as well to not take any of the hits. And it's not so night and day from the early seasons of Lachlan kills, where players were getting
100%, yeah.
chased around the arenas. Oh
Not to mention
man.
that players still waited for the checkpoint animation too, so you were just sitting there waiting for the dialogue. Now everybody is fully
Yes.
aware. You can skip all of that.
Yes, we should mention some skips for people to use in their own playthroughs. But yes, if you do a quick reset at checkpoint during that, you can skip that whole monologue that he goes through.
It's
And
sad too.
races
Who wants
definitely
to
take
listen to
advantage of
that
that.
guy? Come on. Come on, dude.
It's so depressing.
So, yeah. Depression in my game? I don't want that. That's not why I play video games. That being said,
Like a
though,
pillar.
Crimson Cast really fell behind compared to Angormus. He is only now beginning his Draven fight, and I wonder what kind of damage he's going to be able to put out. He does go for the big pre-stack. The Frostbomb is there, lowering those resistances. But I gotta say, didn't the Shackle coach kill a little better? Look like a little better, I think. I mean, he's fighting Draven now as well, so I wonder how much killing can he really squeeze in. No,
Chris is
it's
doing a
looking a
lot of.
lot smoother. It looks a lot smoother for Shackle, right?
Yeah, I think it is going a little bit cleaner for him. He might have that slightly better crossbow in this at this point here. And he did take advantage of that rage stack at the
Big.
start, but didn't bother to maintain it beyond that point. Ultimately, getting those frost bombs and those grenades down and such is a little bit more powerful, maybe. But Interesting seeing the like kind of rapid fire approach here as well. Yeah, a little bit of a slower kill for Crimson, and he did have a little bit of backtracking to do in the first tomb, so that did cost him some time, caused him to fall behind Angormus. But the fact that he was nipping at Angormus's heels for a while there is pretty impressive. So you see Angormus move into the Crowbell, which is a fight that you unfortunately can't do too much skipping on. You are still going to have to sit through those phases.
Already over to the next phase. Trying to get as much damage as quickly as possible, but yeah, not a lot of time to save here. You do have to go through all of it. And we're going to be seeing the skip from Shackle Coach. If you guys are interested, he does it right there. Just clicks the gate, goes for the skip, doesn't have to wait for the dialogue. And let's see what kind of damage he's going to be able to put out here. There's the shift, there's the pre-stack. And I would say this is not even remotely close to the warrior, right?
No, the Angormus warrior action there was definitely much cleaner. Oh no!
He is very dead.
Oh, yep, that'll do it. Slightly mispositioned there and eats the big slam from the looks of things. Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, there's a clean swap by production there. They were ready.
Damn, you guys were ready to swap over.
Wow, ruthless. It was like a smooth crossfade right as Shackle Coach like put his hand to his face. Comedic timing from production. Oh,
as my own lawyer, I would just like to point out I did not do that. That was fully production. Hello. Ruthless. Yeah, but a massive slam is going to take out Shackle Coach. Definitely a player who can still come back from time loss like that, but replaced by a sorceress perspective now. 3-knife. Somebody who's had some success in the past within their class. Definitely a pretty prominent speedrunner with Fire MCG on the Druid in the bottom right. Trying to keep up. Let's see what kind of output we're going to be seeing here from either one of these players.
So Sorceress uses the same sort of Essence Drain Contagion early on for clear, with Ember Fusillade and big damage sports like Considered Casting, Zenith, and Control Destruction, stuff like that for the big single target damage later on, enhanced by Mana Tempest, Frostbomb, Elemental Weakness. It's a pretty good setup for Sorceress overall. They can have a bit of trouble in Act 3 and 4 that causes them to drop off a little bit.
Ziggy, there's something. This Druid is doing damage. What's happening? Cheating?
What do we have?
Why is this? Why is this Druid doing damage?
Well, Druid is like a solid caster up there with the Sorceress and Witch, but has a little bit more kind of warrior potential swap later on, warrior-esque potential swap later. And some people are saying that that's giving it a lot of potential. So I think there is good potential for the Druid to be top up with mercenary and warrior as like the fastest classes. But again, it's going to come down to if the right players can get on there and pilot them and come up with the right build, because it is still very much people coming up with a build for it. So we're going to see maybe a mixture of approaches on the Druid too.
100%. Yeah, very interesting.
What are we
tried and tested Angormus trying to get to the executor. Executor?
Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
I think that's a Pokemon. Right? Yeah, I'm like, there's a word in there somewhere. The executioner. There, I found it, Ziggy. I got it.
That's the one. That's the one. You're going to see an interesting Druid fight here for Lachlan. A good chance to gauge kind of how his damage and such is feeling here. With we do see a little bit of like strange kind of jittering and stuff is actually just due to our kind of like casting tool performing a little strangely at the moment, it seems, occasionally. I think when they're like really close to the boss, but otherwise that looked like a really clean kill. No warriors there. Lachlan didn't get a chance to move around too much. Relatively fast, maybe not quite as fast as the warrior, but ultimately very smooth and certainly didn't get bonked, which is key. Important.
Yeah, that's pretty key. I mean, sometimes it's okay to get a little bonked, you know, as long as it doesn't kill you, but...
Yeah, that is the key for sure. But you can see that Contagion clear looking very powerful here in this zone in particular, where the density of the mob packs and how fast they move is kind of to your benefit, as monsters are really swarming and just spreading that contagion as long as you can kind of tag them with that Essence Drain. And to help that end, players will actually use things like Unleash, which is not really something you'd consider using on Contagion, but it allows you to tag extra monsters so that the Essence Drain will actually hit a Contagion enemy.
Yeah, it kind of serves the same purpose as Chain in PoE 1. It's a really nice setup.
And there we go. We see ultimately a very good Executor kill for Angormus. No
Where did that
worries
come from?
whatsoever.
Listen, I've got solo self-found English, okay? You can't bully me. But also, how the hell am I remembering a Pokemon from like 30 years ago? What is going on?
I'm pretty sure the original 200 Pokemon or 150 Pokemon are all embedded in our brains at this point, Rise, for our generation.
That is correct. Hey, Alakazam #1. Love that guy. He had his brain was the power of 10,000 computers or something, was his description. That was crazy. I remember being extremely impressed by that. 10,000 computers?
Woo! Might be
Jeez.
getting slightly off topic, yeah.
I think it's fine. Angormus in the lead. Again, doing a lot of work here, a lot of control up to the mana ramparts now, and doing a little bit of gem swapping. One of the first slightly more dangerous zones. Again, Angorm is an extremely experienced player, but also a player who, okay, I can't flame him too much because apparently I've pointed out in the past how he's died in every race, and that's not true. He's just only died in most of them. So I was gonna say that he isn't gonna die, but then historically he kind of died a little bit, but then he still wins. So does it even matter? Listen, it's like a whole thing.
Oh,
He's
oh,
dropping low though. The caster
oh.
curse is real.
A
I mean,
timely mana donut appears to take advantage of him getting bonked by a few monsters, and it's happening again. He's getting barraged by the ranged, getting body blocked by some of the little guys there, but doesn't even break a sweat. Cleans them up with some nice rolling slam bone shatter action there. Very nicely done by Angormus. And
yeah,
the little bit of extra health and armor and stuff like that certainly kind of just helps keep you stable in some of those really sketchy situations like that, where maybe you would go down. And that's part of Warrior being just a bit more consistent, right? Like I was mentioning at the start, Warrior gets to be a little bit more consistent and a little bit less kind of reliant on big gear luck. Whereas Mercenary has a bit higher potential, but is a little bit, a little bit more erratic in its performance. A bit lower lows and higher highs on the Mercenary there.
yeah, I was watching Three Knife playing it extremely safe on the Lackland, dodging everything expertly, but unfortunately it does result in a little bit of time loss, and he will be entering Hunted Grounds only now on the Sorceress, a class that has historically been very, very interesting, and once again with regards to how well it can perform early and how hard it can drop off in the latter parts of the game where most of our stronger class players are going to be playing quite under-leveled, and many of the caster classes just aren't quite able to keep up, as Angormus will be the first person to enter Ogum's Manor, and he's going to be looking to get through this zone, like any other zone, as quickly as possible. Still taking down some rare mobs. He's, I believe, trying to get his next level for the perfect strike so that he can kill the boss that much more comfortably. But who knows? Maybe there's some new setup that he can utilize. Ziggy?
Well,
Thoughts?
I don't know if the shapeshift stuff makes too big a difference at this point here for the warrior. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. And I don't know if Angormus has made any big changes in the early Act 1 strategy here. He did pick up some unique boots, but isn't IDing them, so they mustn't be all that good for him. But yeah, I know that there's some potential big strategic changes later on for pretty much everyone as a result of Talisman. And certainly the early movement is a big deal. And we do see Angormus taking advantage of like Wolf Form and also Pounce. But yeah, I don't know. I love Perfect Strike. I hope to see that it still has a place in the race because I miss the days when Perfect Strike bossing was like the meta for warriors, but ultimately
Well,
Shield Wall became so strong, right?
it's still kind of cheating though, because the initial perfect strike, it didn't have the AoE portion, right? So you really had to aim that thing, and now it's got that little bump in the end. So it's a slightly easier to hit, I believe,
Oh
as
no! Is that a Death for
Relicario.
Relicario?
I believe so. Another Druid
Yeah,
down.
so I was just about to give you a bit of an update. So as we get to this later portion of Act 1, we get to see how the actual field of races is kind of panning out here. And we did see Relicario get swapped in as they were the third to enter the Executioner Zone. So we were like, oh, they're actually coming in third right now. We swapped to them. They're on the Druid. They're doing some Wyvern form action, which I believe has some insane potential late game as well. Very
Oh,
exciting to see,
really?
but they die. So I really hope they can come back from that because I want to see that Wyvern form. Apparently one-shots bosses, so I want to see that in the race. But yeah, a little bit of a drop. And on that note, Whole New Society did enter second, so he's currently in second place, just trailing behind Angormus by it looks
Let's
like half
go.
a zone at the moment as we head into the Count Agum fight here very soon. Which
A friendly reminder from our last set of races, Whole New Society had an extremely tight race against Screws, and in the end was managed to pull through and get rank 1. So technically, this is our last race's winner, who's now, yeah, he's really bursting through
I'll tell you some
this
facts
manner.
about the Geonor fight coming up.
Mm,
So, a fun fact: Witch and Druid can actually manage a 31-minute Geonor kill without a weapon. Crimson and Guy That Dies did some text runs in practice with that, even though it's not really their main classes, and it managed weaponless 31-minute kills. So there's some strong potential there to be
oh,
explored. And obviously, if you have a weapon, it's only going to be better. The other thing that's kind of has changed with the Geonor strategy here is that players used to push for a little bit higher of a level to try and skip the poetry phase, right? So when
right.
it goes into the myths and he starts doing his beat poetry and you have to sit through that whole thing, is very time consuming. So they would try and push a little bit higher level and be able to skip that. But it was so inconsistent that a lot of players are actually just like, you know what, we'll just do it at a lower level. We'll eat the poetry phase, but we'll get XP in the next act instead. And ultimately, it ends up being faster overall. So I expect we'll see not really any poetry phase skips from here on out. Certainly, it will be miraculous if someone can manage it. It probably means some very big damage. Another interesting fact about Geonor is that the devs have probably planned this, but there is a node on nearly every class that is like minus attack speed or cast speed and like a huge damage buff right at level 14, which is when the races are aiming to get to Geonor. So that kind of like kicks in right then. And if you get that with a good weapon, that can do some, big things on this boss. But here we go. Perfect strike from Angelus. Oh no, frozen! Meteor slammed. He gets the stun though. Whoa! What is this? An anime fight right now? Holy! That was amazing.
He was trying to chat away too, but the self-inflicted "do not disturb" prevents him from venting his frustration. He does manage to get to the next phase, and yeah, let's see. I
Amazing.
do. The poetry phase is still RNG though, right, Ziggy? Like it can happen or it cannot happen.
Yeah, well, there
Obviously,
is
if
a
you
bit
have
of
more
randomness to
damage,
it. Yeah, the more
right?
damage, you're minimizing the chances effectively, and you can get that chance very close to low, like to zero, if you are indeed
Mm-hmm.
high enough damage. But like you said, sometimes you just get a little unlucky and he does it right away. But we do see Angormus going into wolf form here with a
Oh my
gigantic perfect
goodness,
strike. Oh, mate! That first perfect strike was half of his health bar.
that's got
That
to be
is
a
a
crit. No poetry phase for Angormus.
no,
He's
no
done.
poetry phase for Angormus off that huge perfect strike. Mate, amazing. Excellent. I don't know
That's a
how
big one.
consistent that is for him. We've definitely seen him eat poetry phases before, but that was crazy.
I mean,
We'll see if
honestly, looking at the damage from Whole New Society, he could have afforded a poetry phase. If Whole New
there, and
Society
he's getting
is
one.
not just
Yeah,
doing
he's
the
just
poetry phase, but also his damage is just not even remotely close to the Warriors.
yeah, he had like a really good catch up to Angormus on the Geonor to get to the Geonor fight, and the first phase went pretty smoothly. But obviously, we do eat the poetry phase here, and that does give Angormus a minute and a half, bit of a lead here, and then some. And he's getting a bit harassed by those ads there. Nice little dodge, well timed dodge.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to kill them, but you don't want to kill them because then they explode, and then you still have to save your grenades to maximize the output on Geonor. Dodges the meteor. Nicely done there. A little bit of a DPS face here for Whole New Society. He's gonna be.
Ooh,
Oh,
the
he's
blocks!
blocking all of it.
Yes, so sick. The weapon
That was
swap
actually
will block.
crazy.
Oh, I love it. So, if you don't know, a while back, GG made weapon swaps instant, and yeah, that means you can have a shield on your offhand and just instantly block stuff like that. And that was like, I've seen lesser skilled players like trying to work in parry and block and things like that, and they're sitting there for like a full second, kind of anticipating the thing that they want to block. And
Right.
sometimes it's gonna be worth doing that, but in this case, that was just like bam, 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 instant blocks. And yeah, no extra movement, just get straight back to the attack. Not only minimizing movement, but just minimizing downtime there as well. Perfect. Amazing.
100%. That was clean, especially on the mercenary, right? Because you do kind of end up waiting for your cooldowns a little bit, so it does
Ooh,
give you that little bit more flexibility. Oh,
I did not know you could leap up the cliff like that, like Angomas just did with Pounce. That was really cool.
oh,
Nice
really?
time save there. And the gigantic perfect strike as well. And he's going to get the second one before he even
Oh
has a chance to
my
get back up. That
goodness.
was, oh man, this is one of the hardest bosses in the game. It's like you kill
Yeah,
Geonor
isn't
and then
this
you're
boss
like,
supposed to be hard? Come on.
yes. It's like all of a sudden this like introductory boss ends up being way harder than Geonor in some cases. Way more lethal in many cases in the race that we've seen in the past. But Angoma's not making it look so. Nope. He has a knack for that. He does have a knack for that, making these things look easy.
We do have
Trust me,
Ressus on
that's
the
not.
Druid in the bottom left, starting his GNR fight, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, we got
No.
just more and more, seeing more and more interesting mixes on the Druid, and here we're seeing grenades. So we're seeing a
Yeah.
grenade set up for Druids. I still see some of those spells kind of lingering there, and obviously there's some of the shapeshift being taken advantage of here as well. The safety of the wolf form. But yeah, some actual grenades for the damage dealing. I mean, grenades very powerful. Grenades have been kind of dominating the race scene for Mercs and even some other classes ever since season 3, when they made the change to support gems, allowing you to use multiple of the same support gems across different skills, which just let people use multi-shot and elemental armament, just making such a huge difference for like using multiple grenades. And just the power of grenades just kind of like went up and up and up over time. If you've ever played it
Right.
in a
Yeah.
non-race setting, they can just absolutely destroy bosses. Certainly the
Yeah, it
case
was
here.
pretty controversial previously, right? Because Warrior was so dominant, and all of a sudden, this mercenary shows up, and people are getting top times. Now, the Warrior players are thinking about switching over, but one player that I
Yeah,
believe never ended up switching was Ngormus, right? He stuck with
absolutely.
Warrior all
I
the
know
way
he
through.
considered it. He wavered for a moment. He did mention that he was considering it, but I'm happy to see that he's stuck to his guns on Warrior and ultimately proven that Warrior and Mercenary are still just like very tightly competitive with each other.
Well, he did end up
Oh,
getting a little bit lucky with the whole shield crash meta as well, right? Like
that's only
that
came
a
at a
bit.
timely moment. Yes. So
Yeah.
it used to be that Warrior was all the way like Rolling Slam, Bone Shatter into Perfect Strike for bosses, and that was like a super fun Warrior playstyle to watch. But it wasn't able to be competitive with grenades in their current power level. But yeah, like you said, Shield Wall came at a very opportune time for Warrior to keep them competitive against grenades, because it's a similar thing, giant explosions, and on top of that, more defensive and more consistently reliable as well. Oh, rare talisman there for Angormus. Could be
Giant
nice if it's
explosions
a
also coming
speedy
out
high
from
damage one.
whole new society, but giant explosions without the giant damage part for him. The boss finally does get stunned, but this
Oh,
output is just not the same as Perfect Strike. We did see in the past, especially, I do believe that even for some of the mercenaries, they were still swapping over to like Perfect Strike setups to do a little bit more damage in some of these circumstances. So you can see that like they've entirely moved away from that as the Wyvern gameplay for
so cool.
Relicario in the bottom right
So cool.
continues.
Because Wyvern is like, of all the Druid shapeshift forms, if you guys played around with Druid on its release, it was pretty easy to make Bear and Wolf work, right? But Wyvern was just like so hard to actually play and to get working. It like early on, once you got more of the skills and more of the pieces, it started to come together and ended up being really powerful. Lots of people playing very powerful Wyvern builds, obviously. But in an early race setting like that, so hard to do. And yet, I'm very excited to see Relicario here on the Wyvern and just making it look very strong, right? Like those huge hits with the empowered swipes
It
and
does look great.
weaving in seamlessly with the pounces as the wing
The
blast to
question
generate the charges as well.
is the single target going to hold up? As we do have a little bit of lag. Come on, is it me?
No. Yeah, no, it's present on my end too. Hopefully, we get
Aye, aye.
the Relicario POV back here in a moment.
How many times can we caster curse this person? Poor guy.
I know. I don't know if it's on their end or on our viewer end. Hopefully, just on our viewer end, and they're still going strong in the background. I do want to
I
see
don't
some
think so,
nice
because
Wyvern action.
if you look at it, it looks like the lag from PoE because the auras are still moving. The animations, it's like the shape
Oh,
rest of
true.
time, except it's your.
True.
I think he's cooked. It's all ogre. But Ressus, in the meanwhile, with the crossbow setup on the druid, he's progressing over to his boss, rolling into some walls a little bit. The delay on those explosive grenades still tricky. Much easier to deal damage to bosses than it is to mobs, because those mobs tend to fight back a lot more. As Angormus heading over through one of the simpler zones in PoE2, all you got to do is go up. This is a fixed seed race, so all of our players have the same layouts, but in this layout in particular, I don't think anybody really needs any experience, as now he will be beginning the Rugia fight. Let's see what kind of output he's going to be able to have here. Actually
Yeah,
breaks himself out of the perfect strike. Goes for the 360. No crit. Still quite a lot of damage.
So Relicario actually fast forward caught up, which meant that it was out like just like on our end, and he was playing just
Oh,
fine. So
nice.
it's just our spectator tool kind of like struggling there for a moment. Our cutting edge new technology ability to peep in on races as they're playing in game, which
Well, you
is
gotta call it like
pretty
that,
cool,
Ziggy.
but still a little bit. Why are you gonna make it so creepy? It does feel a little bit creepy. I'm not gonna lie. When you're in game,
There's
and
so
you're like
many
watching
words you
them,
could have used there.
looking at their
Peep
protection.
in. You calling me a peeper?
We are peeping on Relicario right now, but just a momentary hiccup there. But I'm glad to see that, obviously, because it caught up like that. Relicario was still just fighting smoothly in the background and does finish the zone in fast forward motion, which is
He
kind of
should do
fun.
that more often. That was pretty fast.
It'd be cool if we could get that tool like recording, and then we can like scrub
Yeah,
back and forth,
for
and
real.
that would be cool. Like,
It's like a
seems like
replay
something like that would be
analysis.
possible. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh mate, don't even tempt me. I love that. Harken back to my StarCraft days, micro analyzing tiny plays.
I'm literally doing that in Dota like every day for the last week, so I totally get what you're saying.
Love it.
It's funny too
Love
because
it.
it's the Zoomer brains. Like you have to. I'm pretty sure that you can buy like a premium feature on YouTube now, so you have the triple speed up instead of the double. It really goes to show how our brains are indeed broken.
Yeah, not
But
enough Subway
here,
Surfers on this racecast, unfortunately for us.
100%.
We'll have to try and keep ourselves. Oh man, look at the Wyvern. The AoE from it just gets so juicy early on here as well. Like the wing blast just hitting everything across the entire screen. Ooh, so juicy. Those triggers on kill as well. Getting backed into a corner for a little bit there. Looking slightly awkward, but does manage to get out of there and continue on. The Wyvern Druid strategy is the one I know the least about. I have heard from some caster Druids and also some of the other kind of setups that were being played with, but we're seeing stuff that's surprising me, which is what I expected, that I would not know what's going on with Druid, and that is indeed the case as we see Wyvern Druid, Crossroad Druid, caster Druids. Love it. It's such an interesting
Yeah,
class with a lot of diversity potential, and people are
Druid's the new
exploring
monk.
every angle.
Just play
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
Yes.
But I gotta say, the
Potential
Wyvern
identity
looks
crisis.
potent. It's nice.
Yeah,
The clear is
absolutely.
good. Looks
Yeah,
great.
it's like it's one of those ones where it's like when it's not landing properly, it's like feels like it's doing nothing. And you see that occasionally on screen for Relicario, where it's like they're not ready to be stunned or whatever. But then when they've got those triggers ready and you do that wing blast and it actually just explodes the entire pack, and then you've got the giant empowered swipes, it's very powerful looking.
100%. Rugia
And later
fight
on,
for
you
whole new society.
oh yeah, oh nice,
Definitely a lot more damage now.
nice,
Nicely done.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of the thing about grenades. It just keeps ramping, right? It starts off kind of and then it just keeps ramping. Eventually, you get some crazy weapons, and that's really where it shines. I guess we
yeah.
never really mentioned what the finish line of this race is, or did we?
Well, yeah, I mentioned.
It was in there.
See,
Okay, yeah. I'm just making
the
sure
X5
our viewers are informed.
Tavakai kill any percent? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Tavakai in those
No
last few
interludes.
zones, very, very deadly. But we have seen people kind of working out new tech for that as well to try and do some of those phases a little bit more safely, a little bit more powerfully. But especially for the mercenary, which can get very big damage potential there, but they need to try and get the right weapons in time for that to have a consistent kill, and also the right health breakpoints too. But we can talk more about that stuff later on. Got some notes for that. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
for sure. I mean, that's the thing about warrior, right? Like you're using a shield. The shield is it's pretty good for your defenses, but we
They're
have
very
seen
good.
less output. Yeah, it's
Shields and
pretty
armor
good.
turn
Pretty
out to
good.
be very, very strong in the campaign, and when you're
Yep.
scaling your damage that way, very nice. But we still see rolling slam, pounce action, bone shatter from Angomas for now.
Ooh, a reset from Resus. Okay. So still the delay on those grenades proving to be too difficult to manage, and Resus is gonna have to go for the checkpoint reset. In frustration now, he's AoE pulling all of the mobs, and that might have been his initial downfall, but manages to not die, so he's just gonna have to rerun the zone with the map revealed. It's gonna be that much simpler. He's going for those big AoE pulls, and each time any of those grenades pop, you can see his XP bar just skyrocket. or I guess right side rockets. It goes in the right direction. Okay.
Okay, a bullet train across the screen. Something. What's
Oh,
something
there
that
you
goes
go.
horizontally fast?
This is why I love you, Ziggy. You always got my back. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with you. Some sort of like parallel to the Earth rocket.
My translator. Thank you, Ziggy.
Yeah. Yes, SSF English translator. Right now,
Oh
we
yeah.
see like a kind of moderate power level from bossing for the Wyvern. Like it's okay, but
It's
later
good.
on we get to
I
see
like
the
it.
oil barrage, and empowered oil barrage is apparently one-shotting bosses in Act 4. So I'm hoping we get to see a bit of that action later on. We'll definitely try and peep in on Relicario as they move into some of
100%.
that action. Meanwhile, Ngorma's taking on the Jamin-Ra Prelude, the prequel fight there with a very nice perfect strike. Gets pushed around,
My
but is still
goodness.
in the ideal spot for perfect strikes. Absolutely. 360 perfect strike. Nice. Lands it. Perfectly anticipating where Jamin-Ra lands after his little float up into the air as well. Timed out beautifully. If you don't know, the Warrior Perfect Strike champion Angormas has got everything timed down to a T here. He knows certain beats of the monologues, the green text in game. When they say this word, that's when you queue up your perfect strike, and all these sorts of clues for different bosses and things like that. But not only that, knowing exactly where to stand as well. And that's the big thing we saw between him and other races was like, not only he knew where to stand, but he knew where to stand when they were doing unpredictable things. Like they would be landing in a weird spot after they get up from being stunned. Like some of the bosses, when they get heavy stunned, they like fly across the screen and stumble around. And they get up, but they jump forwards when they get up. So like standing in the right spot for that, really, really hard to do. Very high skill expression. I love to see it. Can't praise it enough.
Explosive grenades coming out from Resses. And I gotta say, I love in the background we've got PoE developers questioning the balance of the game, as they mentioned, as they ask, "Did we buff Perfect Strike?" They don't even remember it being this powerful. And Gormus really popping off over here. I don't remember it being this strong either. This is a crazy amount of output. I'm really trying to compare it to a lot of the other damage, but yeah, this Perfect Strike is just doing a lot of work. Maybe he just has that crazy of a weapon. I mean, even the AoE looks massive compared to everybody else on this
So I'm
bone
getting
zone.
reports from our production team in the background that they may have forgotten to turn on the Fate of the Vile mechanic for this,
Right.
the League mechanic. So just kind of being reminded of this because of the Abyss here. So Abyss played a huge role last season in people's XPing and some of their item drops and things like that. Fate of the Vile was not set to play a big role in the race. Some people were planning on checking Temple for Jeweler's Orbs early on. Like if they
Mm-hmm.
had a certain room, they'd go in. If not to worry about it. But I don't know how big a role some of those encounters played, as some of those have guaranteed drops. So that might make a bit of an unexpected difference here for the races, which I'm sure might be frustrating for some of them. But I have apologized for that, letting them know that they'll get that fixed for the next race. So hopefully Fate of the Bar will be on for the next race there, after just kind of like missing that flag on this one in particular, as they kind of made as separate leagues.
Happens. Unfortunate, but I'm sure our players are going to be capable of adjusting. And fortunately, it affects everybody equally. So, in a way,
Yeah.
I suppose, depending on how you prepped up. Gorm is now heading through the lands of the dead, the Badlands, looking for the next boss. And I honestly can't wait to see what kind of damage output is going to be happening here. Is he already? Did I already see the shield setup?
We I did see
I
him
think he's
looking at
prepping
some
up.
shield. Yeah,
Right. He's probably just trying
getting
to
ready
keep
for
his
that.
inventory clean by making sure that he's got something going already into the bone pits with him as the wyvern continues to traverse over
All New
to
Society is
the
looking
Jemima
pretty
fight.
good on the Jamin Ra prequel there as well. Nice clean kill
Oh, right, yeah.
on the crossbow merc. So keeping up
Pre-stacking those gas
pretty
grenades.
close in second. Yeah, not too far behind. And we'll have
Nicely done.
Relicario on the Druid, on the Wyvern Druid, moving through into that fight very soon as well.
Ressus
Actually, get to see
is
just how
mostly
that's playing
keeping
out.
up. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that we've got two druids here, kind of like in our top four on screen right now as well. I can check it and see if there's anyone that's kind of like close otherwise.
Oh, unfortunately, he went the wrong way. He finds Kabbalah? No, what was her name? Balbala. Balbala. He finds
Barbala.
Balbala.
Executor?
Not hold up. Not a boss we're gonna be seeing any of our players fight. In the past, we have seen some players ascend, at least for the players that we're seeing on the screen right now. Not something that they're gonna be doing. Angormus manages to find Ekbar and Iktab. Doesn't manage to pull them together, so there's not going to be any double taps with the perfect strike. Drops quite
Ooh.
low, trying to maximize damage there.
Oh, yep.
Stays
He was
alive
going for a
though,
double
but
perfect, but he couldn't get it there without dying. So he gets the double
nice.
perfect strike there as well. As you can see, he hits both of the bosses with the same perfect strike. Does have a he gets stunned out of that one. Oh no, they're just not giving him a break here. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
this
not
looks
his
hard.
cleanest. Not as clean as he would have wanted. Goes for the 360 and does take down one of the bosses, and should hopefully get Ekbab here with the second one. Ekbab does try to move away, but doesn't quite get out of range, and Gormus is able to finish him off there. But yeah, after a couple upsets and a near miss, did take him a little bit of extra time, offering Whole New Society a chance to inch forward on him and just start getting a little bit closer.
Check the shields. Checks the shield, no positive modifiers, drops it back on the ground. And as much as we've talked about the crossbows, the shield is such an essential element of the warrior. You're trying to prep up as early as possible to get as much armor as possible. You can see him frequently checking vendors. He does
Yep.
so once again, but so far, nothing that he seems particularly happy about. So he will continue as he still has a little bit of ways to switch entirely over to the shield setup. Relicario in the bottom right now fighting Jamanra with the
Yeah.
Wyvern Druid. It's looking cool. I mean, he's definitely doing damage for sure. I would say that
Yeah,
it's
it's like
looking better than the crossbows on the Druid.
Yeah, it's like hard to tell because it's not explosive in the same way that grenades are with like the big hits, but it's just a consistent
Hmm.
swipe, swipe, swipe. And he had all those power charges ready to go and is able to just kind of take all those. I like this positioning here just to make this fight
Yeah.
really easy. They like can't even really even hitting there, like three stooging in the door there, trying to get through him. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit right in this little corner here. I've actually really seen that like that before.
He's just
Being
chilling.
quite that effective. Yeah.
Whole new society. First person to enter the Lost City. So developing
Oh,
a
whoa.
gap between himself and Angormus in rank 1 now. Can he keep it up? A researcher's box. He's going to go
Oh,
for the
yeah. Rolls
opening.
quantity.
Chaos. Well, he's got some Chaos bolts to deal with there. He's going to be dodging them, but
Only
this
dodge roll
amount of
through there.
AoE will do a
Yeah, it could take a
lot.
little bit to chase all the monsters down on one of these boxes, but he did
This
have
is
a
tricky.
quantity rolled researchers. Is potentially worth it. Hopefully, get some nice juicy currency out of this one.
Where's this last mob? He left. His box is there. Oh,
Oh
he's
no!
dead.
Oh,
He's actually
oh, it's
dead.
no, it was just for transmutes as well. Oh,
Oh,
whole new society
oh.
after just taking the lead there goes down to the green box. Oh my lord,
Yeah,
no!
it looked tricky, right? It was such
Yeah,
difficult
it was
positioning,
brutal.
and he wasn't taking any damage. The chat was probably thinking, what are these casters freaking out about? He's face tanking everything. And then, yeah, you get locked down for a second and shotgun, but those chaos barrages, man, just like that, whole new society has to suffer through 2.5 minutes of just sitting around. And I mean, especially for him, it's bad, right? Because he's such a good player, so he can't even like mess around with his inventory, at least for some of our other less experienced players, this is an opportunity for them to do a little bit of tetrising with their gear, maybe drop some unnecessary items. But you can see for whole new society, all he can do is stand still and ponder, think about his mistakes, as those transmutes end up being a costly investment of his time. Like he never even got in the. I mean, can he run back for them? I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if it
Um,
actually resets the zone or
it's
not.
like yeah, it's typically a reset, hey. But apparently he still has to get the tusks as well, so he might be even further behind than it might
Oh,
appear on
okay.
first glance too. So yeah, it looked like he. I was surprised that he took the lead all of a sudden, but it might be because of a slightly different order of operations there. But Angomas
Right.
has the tusks going for the water now. Whole new society is going to go for the water. and Relicaria is going for the toss. There's an update of what they have or haven't done. As for the background, people currently not on screen, we have the second place warrior is Shiny Scales, and Crimson Cast playing on the mercenary is still in the top of the pack, just not quite the top 4 right now. But with some deaths and time costs here, potentially having a chance to catch up on Whole New Society, which I know would be a big win for him if he could keep up with Whole New
100%.
Society. Yeah.
Man, it's crazy to see the amount of monks in the, well, I gotta say top 7, because there's 3 monks. So almost half of the top 7. And we've got a lot of mercenaries coming through. And I gotta say, a lot of players really close to each other, being, obviously Angormus is standing out, but most of our other players are level 18 and 17. So doing really well. The competition is quite tight, but yeah, the Druid is really keeping up in there. Whole New Society now capable of moving once again. And really, I mean, when you think about it, with Relicario closing in on our Mastodon boss, he's getting close. He's getting kind of close. It's crazy to see that the Wyvern's keeping up with the Crossbow Mercenary to a certain extent. Because yeah, if Whole New Society still has to do this fight, they're really not far apart. Let's see what kind of single target, well, I guess duo target he's going to be able to pull out as Egbab gets close to Iktab. And these little cleave attacks now, being able to hit both of the bosses, it's pretty good, but man, you still have to reposition yourself. Just so dangerous, this fight. Egbab remains by himself, enrages, but I do believe
it was a bit of an early
he's
enrage.
going to be able
dangerous.
to survive.
Oh,
I am so evil.
Right off the slam, Rise. No, why did you?
Hell yeah. I've got this is my superpower. Some people are born fast. I'm born with the ultimate caster curse. I swear to God.
Oh no. Oh, cold. Yes, the cold slam. Yeah, I was a bit worried when I saw the 75% kind of enrage on the boss.
Wait,
I was
he
like,
reset.
that's an early kill.
He's not dead. He actually went for the reset? Oh no, we didn't swap the player. Never mind. I got baited.
Oh.
It's the monk using the druid ability. I thought that he went for the reset, but no. Fully baited. Production's too fast.
Yeah. Production with the instant swap, catching Rise off guard there. We do have our monk on screen now, which is good to see. This is Trapsio in the top. He's like 7th-ish, maybe. But first place monk rocking some Wyvern action in combination with the quarterstaff. I had no idea what Monk was going to do in this race, because Monk in general has had a bit of a tough time figuring out what they're going to do. And this is very interesting. Monk had some real power, but their big issue was they just didn't have like a consistent enough kind of overall picture for the race, which really caused them to have some big issues. But like Bell and stuff are really strong, but getting everything working together was so hard. But maybe Talisman's the thing that brings it together. This could be a really exciting season for Monk, if so.
It's definitely very speedy. The way that he's stacking mobs seems quite effective. I do wonder about the damage. That's been a big determining factor in terms of speed for all of our players. What kind of output is he going to be looking at?
If they can use like oil barrage one-shotting bosses in Act 3 and 4, then that might well solve that problem, the damage problem. So
I think that was a rare mob that he killed that last pack, and he one-shot it. So I don't know. I mean, Monk. The thing is, Monk in the past was pretty crazy on the single target, right? Like out of all classes, he had the biggest output. Then he kind of kept falling behind a little bit more and more. But let's see. I mean, we're already caster cursing him pretty good here. Dropping low with a big slam takes down a lot of mob all at once.
It's such a cool play style, right? Like the weaving between Wyvern and the quarterstaff as well. Like acrobatics and then turning into a freaking dragon and doing a backflip.
Yeah.
It's awesome. PvE2 is getting some pretty unique playstyle blends going off the back of these weapon swap systems, and now with the Talisman stuff, expanding that out a lot. Whole New Society moving on to Crybaby Azarian. Usually a pretty clean fight. He does move out of the way of some of his grenades there, but Whole New Society pre-stacking a few extra for the new location. Gets the stun. That should secure a nice kill for him, but certainly not any sort of like instant dialogue kill like we have seen at some points in the past, but does get that down. And in the top left, Angormus has indeed swapped to Shield Wall. So the warriors now will use Shield Wall, summon that Shield Wall, and detonate it with War Cries and Totems. Previously, there was a bit more reliance on Totems, but now the Bear War Cry gives you a second War Cry option early on so that you can have more War Cry ability to not rely on the totem quite so much. So there's some interesting stuff to potentially take advantage on warrior here as well. Not to mention things like, oh, you could just get rage stacked up really fast and things like that. So
For sure.
some nice enhancements to the warrior shield wall playstyle
here we go.
out off the back of the talisman.
What's this monk going to be able to do? Okay.
All right. Let's see what we have. A bit of setup. There's a bit of setup on the monk, as they're trying to like get their charges or get their bell placed down and everything like that as well. So we're starting to hammer the bell.
I mean, Ziggy, I'm
a bit of screen action. Oh yeah. Okay. I wonder if we see any Wyvern in the fight here, if it's just pure monk for the single target right now. Okay, yeah, the Wyvern for the charge generation. And with the into the lightnings. Okay, yeah, using those power charges for the lightning strike rather than for swiping of the Wyvern. That lightning strike's a big, heavier hitter, right? Lets you get back to using the bell and the other skills a little bit faster for a bit more damage there. Well, it looks like a complicated playstyle.
Yeah, this looks hard to pull off.
I
mean,
it's high effort.
Eventually, you end up getting that big hit, and that does a lot of damage. But overall, this didn't seem super fast. But definitely coolest looking.
There's some nice synergy with the oil barrage and stuff later on then. We could be onto something. Yeah, maybe we see a Tavakai one-shot or something. Could be cool to see.
No way. That would be crazy. I mean, Tavakai is such a dangerous
fight. If anything's going to do it, I think it could be some Wyvern oil barrage.
We have literally had Tavakai determine so many of the past races with so many players dying on him. Sometimes even repeatedly, our top players who would get there first would not be capable of finishing the fight, because you have to keep in mind, our players are going to be, 10, 15 levels under leveled. So that makes the fight really tricky. They have the damage, but you still pretty much have to dodge everything. Otherwise you die. So being able to one-shot a boss, that's a pretty big benefit that you might be willing to sacrifice some early game for, well, I guess the entirety of the race just to have that clean final boss fight. As Angormus, speaking of clean, is going for the full... Is he looking for the Abyss to get the Forelink? I think he's a little... Oh, no, okay, he found the Abyss, he got his Forelink probably.
Yeah.
And now he's going back to the boss. He couldn't quite find where the boss was. That checkpoint just being a little bit out of his map.
Setting up for his Crybaby's Aryan fight now as well with some nice shield slams off the bat there, and gets the stun after getting pushed around a little bit, and very fast and very clean. Safe and fast fight there for Angormus. Like,
just when you thought the warrior's single target... Just when you thought the warrior's single target can't get any better, Angormus pulls out the shield, and just like that.
Yeah, it's like a high roll perfect strike, and it's like hard to beat, but that's just so consistent, right? Like those shield explosions, bam, so much damage. Trapico here on Kabbalah gets the bell down, slams that a couple times. Okay, getting ready for the stun here. Maybe we see the Wyvern. Yeah, there's the Wyvern. Leap back in. And using the Wyvern swipe, not going into the Lightning Strike instead. Not sure if a misplay in this case. Seems like the Lightning Strike was the better option, but waiting for the explosion and gets back in it. Ultimately looking like I don't call it early. Smooth kill.
Nice one, Ziggy. Nice one.
Early. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just trying to be a little careful. You're
practicing. I like it.
Killed a little bit. Yeah.
You got to practice the caster curse before the big bosses. I like it. But nice damage too.
I don't want to curse the
versus with the crossbow druid. Okay, nicer damage for sure. No doubt about it. Not quite mercenary levels of output, but close enough. Kabbalah does get that stun, jumps out of those gas grenades versus thinking that the boss is going to go into an invulnerability phase. It doesn't. He steps out, and then the boss goes into invulnerability. He steps in. A little bit of an unfortunate turn of events for him, but nonetheless, he will take down the boss safely, and that will result in additional passive points for him, something definitely necessary, as essentially can just save you so much time, right? With our players being weaker in the latter stages of the races. And Gormis is now looking for the Titan Grotto, and most likely will be executing the armpit strategy that we are also fond of. Oh, he actually does already find it, so he just gets the checkpoint. No, he didn't find it. Never mind. I'm getting double baited.
Once
Did he
again, this
find
is an
it?
any percent race. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm
Still
just thinking
postulating.
he's still looking for the grades. Okay, but he did actually find the grotto, because that's something that I tend to struggle with. Like, I'll find all the grades, and then where the hell is this grotto? It's supposed to be so obvious, but then no. Meanwhile, whole new
And Gormaz,
society also doing pretty well.
yeah, and Gormaz taking advantage of the big juicy XP from the Abyss here, as well as potential special drops from the final encounter here. If you can get a nice clean kill on kind of all of the monsters, sometimes one of them wanders off, and you just kind of have to eat that. But the shield wall coverage is indeed pretty nice. I was just mentioning that this is, once again, an any percent race. I don't have to do all the various side quests and things like that. So we certainly saw players doing things like skipping, a lot of stuff in Act 1. But we do see them take on certain things, and it can be interesting to think about, oh, why did they kill Kabbalah, right? Like, yeah, you get passives, but in a race like this, just doing stuff for passives, unless it gets you a certain thing at a certain time, not usually the case. But in this case, the level 7 gem from Kabbalah is really, really important, and that's the thing that tips in into being worth doing. In particular, for example, like the sorceress really wants to get that like level 7 gem there, and they have to use that on Leap Slam if they want that for mobility, because otherwise they won't have the strength requirements to do it. Like they get exactly 50 strength or something like that on their passive tree weapon swap, and if they get a level 8 gem for Leap Slam, they can't use it, so they have to go for that specific gem to get that specific skill. That's all planned out.
My goodness, everybody dropping so low. We did switch over to Crimson Casts in the bottom left, who is now trying to get through the Lost City, finds the tomb, is going to pick up a nice gem. And how much XP can he get from these scarabs? Dropping a little low, gets the level up. Man, that's quite a lot, I gotta say. Pretty worth it if you manage to find this little event.
A lot of currency in that box for a whole new society there. Regal and Exalt and maybe like an Alk or something. There's a lot going on in there for him. It's going to be good for
Is
that
this
gear crafting down the line.
This is the guaranteed Regal Abyss, right? Or is it guaranteed Exalt? I can't quite remember.
Oh, whatever one it was, he got the other one too, which is a big win.
Yeah, worth it. You get that every time, right? They're all guaranteed, guys.
Yeah, there are, like, with both Leap mechanics and other encounters scattered around throughout the campaign, the devs have hard-coded a lot of very specific drops, whether it be like a certain gem from a side quest, or indeed just some of these things that seem random but actually aren't, and are opportunities to get rewards. In some cases, if you miss one of these rewards as well, they become available again in a later zone at a certain point. So you can like hit one of those if you skip it in an earlier zone. This stuff has been routed out by players to a pretty good extent now. But even then, there's still a lot of it nuance in kind of like when they get things and why. And Gormaz taking off the chest armor for a boost of movement speed. Big 81% IPD roll on the one-handed mace there.
Nice.
But, when you're using shield slam, that's not necessarily going to be that helpful. But it's funny to see. It's like, whoa, what a roll! It's like, I'm dealing damage with my shield though.
That could have been armor on my shield, but nope. I mean, the damage is pretty good here still.
Yeah, it's not struggling for damage now right at the moment. Looks like the shield is in a pretty solid state, and quite get to see exact damage there. I might have a look at his gear.
Yeah, Ziggy, take a gander. Actually, do we have the technology?
I do. I have the game open. I just need to get his in-game name, and I can have a little bit of a peep on his gear.
Do we have the production technology to do so?
Oh, yeah. Maybe, although we're watching the stream right now as well. But I can give you a heads up.
Oh, right. For Angormas, we're looking at the stream. Never mind. Sorry, I keep forgetting which one we're watching. Obviously, we want those precious Angormas reactions, so we have to have the stream open rather than the in-game view. Angormas is an extremely expressive player in the past.
Yeah, you want to like peep their gear in game on the stream, but you also want to see them as well, for sure. So he's got that +1 melee skills mace right now, which is what you can use on your mace to contribute to your shield slam damage. So that's ideal outside of getting like a +2 or something. So he's
that's what you
looking
want.
pretty good there. And what is his shield looking like? Just a little flat armor roll. Certainly not as high as it could be. So we'll be looking to upgrade that one for sure. And how's that talisman looking? I'm trying to look at his gear, but he's like weapon swapping so much. It's really hard to look at. The talisman's actually really good, but it is a lower level talisman at this point. But it's got attack speed roll, life gain on hit, and things like that. Really nice for pounce. Just makes that a little bit faster and give you a little bit of recovery at the same time. Oh, it's so good looking at him in game. Oh, so smooth. Plus one melee skills and flat damage on the gloves too. Yeah, this is what's helping the damage a lot here for sure. Some good plus levels and added damage helping out. Even if that shield is not rolled quite as well as it could be. 15% movement speed boots. He's looking pretty well kitted up. Some nice armor on his gear too.
Yeah, as much as we were highlighting the player expression in the early stages of PoE2, there's so much that you can do as an individual to just improve your runs. At this stage of the game, you don't just need to be a great player. You also need to be able to gear up properly and get a little bit of luck. You know, that never hurts. As Angormus finds the Fallen Letter, that's going to be more extra passes for him. And now in a level 28 zone, I believe he's looking for as many shields as he can possibly find. So hopefully he ends up with as much single target as possible. Crimson casts, doing a quick overview of his passive tree. Pretty standard for the grenades as he heads on over to everybody's favorite boss. Pre-stacks a little bit. You can deal damage to the boss in this stage. It's especially nice on grenades. You can see that Azarian starts with slightly lower HP. Oh my goodness, a big slam coming out. He has to dodge the next one. Nicely done. Really cutting it close there for Crimson Cast, but stays alive. And that will result in a stunned Azarian, who will now receive a lot of damage from those pre-stacked grenades. Just like that. Takes him down. Well played by Crimson. Well done.
Yeah, he's having a really good run here and keeping up with the top of the pack pretty well. And good to see him back on stream, right? Get some nice currency drops from the boss as well as a little bonus reward. Meanwhile, Angormus taking on an Essence in the top left. Gets himself an Essence of Ruin.
Nice.
Which is the Chaos Resistance one. So I'm probably not going to play too big a role in this one. Still pockets it, you know, just in case.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, it's mostly lightning resistance that you want, right? Like, that's really the thing that you're preparing for the whole time for Mr. Benedictus, who is no pushover. We're still quite a ways away from it, but itemization begins early for sure. A Frenzy Talisman that Angormus will be picking up. Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
He's
okay, nice. He equips it.
Yeah, he did actually swap that one in, even sacrificing like a little bit of... it's a higher attack speed base as well on top of that. So although the other one had an attack speed roll, that higher base as well, just making that pounce a little bit faster too. And it, you know, it certainly doesn't hurt if that pounce, you know, kills the pack.
For sure.
It's not exactly a bad thing. Gets a bonus level 8 skill gem. Very helpful. Looks like he cut a leap slam with that right away. So he's still good there with some extra movement options.
Whole new society trying to catch up, and honestly, I feel like he's doing a pretty good job, right? He's fairly close, only one zone behind. I do believe that he will be finding the entrance to the next zone soon, as he gets a little bit lost here, has to do a fair amount of backtracking. Not sure if he's already got the letter. He's doing a significant amount of backtracking. Okay, he does manage to find the letter. And will now, he's already had the exit. He was just looking for the additional skill points. So once again, like Ziggy mentioned previously, that break point for the skill points is just so essential. You cannot afford to skip the things that will allow you to do so. Meanwhile, Crimson...
Yeah, we're going to swap out Crimson for a little bit to check in on a monk who just kind of managed to climb up into the top 4. Oh. Sorry, not a monk, a huntress. My bad. A huntress.
A huntress!
Score. Yeah, even more interesting because we haven't seen a huntress at all here. So we've got a huntress coming into the top 4 score, taking over from Crimson in a moment here. Once production can get them swapped out, we'll check in and see how they're going. And hopefully it's not the same sort of thing when we swap to someone, they instantly die. the curse. There we go.
Promises.
So we have a score here on the Huntress, just about to move into the Titan Grotto. And it looks like some grenade Huntress. So we've got some mercenary Huntress, but once again with the talisman. So crossbow, talisman, crossbow druid-esque huntress over here. You know, Torgul the Defiler, attempting to do whatever they like to do, but we don't really get to see that for Angomis's fight here, as he'll be taking him down pretty quickly. The most embarrassed boss, probably, in these runs typically. Just kind of flails around like a wacky waving inflatable inflating tube, man.
There were interviews with PoE2 developers, and a couple of them mentioned that this is their favorite boss. So they're always a little bit sad that he's so much of a pushover.
Well, then maybe we can be expecting some spicy boss for that boss fight in the future.
I mean, it is a really cool boss,
It's a cool one. It just gets killed by these players very quickly.
Very quickly.
Before he gets a chance to do much of a thing. And moving through that zone, which can be a little bit dangerous. Got to see some of the real power, like defensive power of the shield wall setup as well. Like Angomis would be often just surrounded in a way that would be really scary on other characters, but he drops the shield, he's against the wall. It's like they can't actually get to him until he's ready to deal damage. He's got like a safe moment until he does that war cry to trigger the shield wall explosion, and then everything's dead. So he's perfectly safe. Yep. And well, hopefully that will continue to serve him well here as we moves into one of the most dangerous zones. The Dreadnought on the push to the final boss here.
Yeah, this zone can be annoying even if you're not speedrunning. There's just so many mobs. They fly over to you from every direction, and it's just so long and scary. But this is really where you do have that little bit extra tankiness, that little bit extra room to move around with the shield compared to something like a mercenary who really all that they can do is drop down a grenade and pray that the mobs die before they do. As whole new society, now over to Torgul.
Yeah, and Scar doing a very fast Zalmarath fight here, and gets a freeze right at the end of the Colossus fight.
And you may have noticed he's frozen. He's frozen for like 10 minutes. Wait, what's happening? Oh, I think he paused because he was scared of the last ad one-shotting him.
That was probably a pause. Yeah, that was maybe deciding if to reset or not. But
I mean, good call to stay in. I've seen those ads take out players really easily.
Yeah, that's a note. When we're watching in-game, if they pause, it will look like just a freeze, but it's actually just them paused in-game. We just don't see their menu, right? Because we don't see their UI the way that they see it.
Same for vendors. Our players aren't just AFKing in town sometimes, guys. It's just they're checking vendors. And the reason why you can see Angomis actually vendoring is because we're watching his stream and not his in-game perspective. Just a heads up. Because it does look kind of weird sometimes, like, oh, whole new society is just standing there. What's he doing? He's playing.
It turns out it's really complicated to like cast and spectate like dozens of PoE players at the same time.
What I thought.
It's a slightly complex thing, yes. But I'm very impressed with ZIGGYD able to make these custom tools to let us kind of like watch people we wouldn't have even been able to watch that aren't streaming and things like that before. So very cool for these to not be only streamed, making the races more accessible to more people. And on that note, like the PoE racing community is making races more accessible too. They're really all about knowledge sharing. You guys can get onto like the Path of Exile 2 campaign codex and learn about zones, or on the Path of Exile racing Discord and ask for help there. People are super welcoming and helping each other. A lot of knowledge sharing going on. And there's no reason why you couldn't, get in and start practicing and doing some racing yourself. Some of the top races now only started like a season or two ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely can get in there yourselves.
Some monk action in the bottom right against the Colossus. Pretty interesting. Again, the damage consistent in an inconsistent way, but not the same output that we've seen from other players. Has to range a little bit. Still scary. The rocks are coming out. The ads are coming in. He's going to be able to finish it here, but these ads remain scary. You can see. Okay. That was a bit spooky, but calculated perfectly. Perfect lightning strike.
Very cool. We see that Angomis has started using that leap slam here as a more consistent way to travel through this zone. So still has pounce assigned, and certainly that can be used to mark enemies. It's got a lot of utility aspects later on. You can link it to the ability to leech mana and things like that too. Can be really helpful.
He goes for the reset.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit of farming going on here, trying to hit that level breakpoint. I should have to see what level he is as well.
He's 27, so this is something really interesting, right? That we've seen this strategy go kind of back and forth. I feel like initially we used to see people farm this zone a lot, and then we
for the
kind of moved away
gems.
from that, but now we're back to farming it. I do believe that he wants that level 28 to be able to equip his next level shield, which might just be a very substantial damage buff for
Yeah,
the upcoming
he has
Jamanra.
he
So
has a shield in his inventory right now that's level 28, but it's not really better than his other
not
one,
really
unless
better.
he. No, it's actually less armor than his current one, but he does have
Oh,
currency to
interesting.
craft it. So if he doesn't find another one in the meantime, he'll probably craft it at level 28 or sometime thereafter. So we'll see what he does
Yeah,
now.
we've seen a lot of frustration from Angormas in the past in regards to crafting a shield. You would see him send everything to try and craft the best shield possible. And for some races for him, the best shield possible was just not very good. He actually sells everything now.
Yeah, I'm surprised I
He
didn't try
sold
to
the
craft that
shield.
one. Yeah, rather than looking for a new one here. I mean, I think he goes for the gamble, which is gambling is certainly very powerful. There's a
He's
couple
trying to hit
attempts
a
there.
prefix.
There
Ooh, not bad,
isn't,
right?
but maybe he can get a better one. No,
He
goes
sells
for the
it.
vendor. Gets a better base with a bit more armor. He's
Not a
digging,
lot
he's
of gold
digging.
left.
Compares.
Hits the Regal. Nope.
Regal's the
Nope.
one that he had, but just keeps not getting armor.
No, no.
Gets
Oh
block chance.
no.
Oh no. Oh
And the head
no.
shake comes out. He's shaking
Well,
his head. He doesn't like what he sees.
headshake and eye roll from Angormus. Definitely a little frustrated with his crafting
So
luck
frustrating
there.
too, because he kept hitting
Oh
suffixes
no.
with the Exalted Orb, and you're like, well, I
Yep.
have to keep hitting it for the prefix. And then he
I'm
ends
in
up
too
spinning
deep.
all the suffixes, and the prefix never hits in the end.
It gets blocked.
Tragedy for Angormus.
Brutal. Yeah. Ends up with
I
the
think
exact same shield that he started with, just a little bit more life and resist. But you know, that's nice, but not what he was looking for.
I don't even know if that one shield that he vendored wasn't better, to be honest. Maybe it was a
No,
lower
it
base.
was
I
like
wasn't
88
quite paying
armor. It was like
attention.
slightly less.
Oh, okay.
Just no luck to speak of there
Wait, how much
whatsoever.
does his shield have? Did you see
97.
now?
Yeah,
Oh,
97 on the
that's
current one.
horrific, Ziggy.
Yeah, it's really low.
That's terrible. Guys,
He's being
you
carried
can
by the plus one, like +2 on his other gear and a
you
little bit
can
of fight
have like
damage. But
250 right now. Like
yeah,
this
yeah,
shield
yeah.
is horrific.
He's suffering. He's suffering. I'd say he's at like
Uh-oh.
60% of the damage you would have with like a kind of just a moderate setup with a better shield. But
Yeah,
I
that's
still
terrible.
think it's going to be enough to get through this fight pretty comfortably for him.
But in
Is
the
he going to
meanwhile, you
chaos
know,
it?
Angurma's
I'd chaos
playing
it. Go,
around with his
go for it.
toys, whole new society. Look where he is.
He caught up. He's
We've got a
here.
double
He's
boss
starting the
fight.
fight too. Here we go. Waiting for the monologue.
And I wonder, in terms of XP, how is it looking for both of our players? Level 28 on both of them, 2 levels ahead of the next competitor, and that's going to be Luxian on the mercenary with Arco, his character name, Retired Bozo, at level 25. So players are close, but definitely Angormus and Whole New Society pulling away. And how much damage are we going to be expecting here with the terrible shield from Angormus? It seems like Whole New Society is
Yeah,
really not
he's
doing
just
that.
about to catch up.
Is he doing more damage? I can't even tell.
I think, yeah, I think he is, but
Kinda?
he started a little bit afterwards and is almost fully caught up. So, although this phase is
Right.
costing him, yeah, so might still be a little bit
Let's
behind.
see.
Ultimately, I think Angormus is going to get the kill a bit beforehand, unless there's any upsets here in the second phase. But he gets a nicely timed stun here to finish off Jarman Ra. That should get him nearly all the way there. Oh, he has to reposition after some nasty tornadoes, though. Goes a little bit low, but plenty of life flasks stacked away for later. Forced to do one dodge there. Yeah, pushing back, just being a little safe with that lightning. Not a bad approach. And using just the tail edge of that shield ball there so that he doesn't have to reposition just for a little bit faster damage. And he does get that kill. A good 10
Yeah,
seconds maybe before Whole New Society. Very nice.
yeah. Whole New
Okay, pretty
Society
good. Pretty
definitely more
good.
damage.
Yeah, it had a nice chance to catch up here, and we'll see these two entering Act 3 at almost the same time, ultimately. That's going
Mm-hmm.
to be oh, yeah,
Oh,
some
a shield
fighting
for
with force of
Angormus?
interest. Ooh, I'm
He
gonna have
sells it.
oh, it
It's
got
terrible.
vended. He's not pouring Gormus. It's not working for him,
Oh.
man. And I was even saying like earlier, so like the known thing for Warrior is that it's just much more consistent and much less like reliant on gear RNG than the mercenary. And yet we do see Angormus struggling with that exact thing. So that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But a part of the skill expression now is in knowing all of the opportunities you can take advantage of to fix that. whether it's checking vendors at ideal opportunities, knowing what levels to check them at for the next breakpoint. Like at a certain point, you're just going to say, "Oh, if I wait for this next level, I'm actually going to get a new tier of armor rolls
Right.
on the next shield base, for
Nope.
example."
He's still gambling, and the head shake comes out once again.
He's trying to get it.
Ooh,
Oh
ooh, no.
no,
I mean,
it's
he
like
can,
it's like one armor less.
but it's got an open prefix, no? I think it's got an open prefix.
He could, yeah. He saves it for an exalt. It looks like so. Hopefully
Okay,
that's the
yeah.
one. Because yeah, if he moving forwards, it's quickly going to get to the point where if he's not killing stuff in that shield explosion, then things are going to get really scary for him. So he does want to get that upgrade. Getting a little bit unlucky in this race, but we'll see. Angormus still do amazingly.
Oh my
despite
goodness, Shka on the
He
Huntress in the
was.
bottom left is just resetting and resetting and pausing and resetting. Like this Huntress is struggling to get 2 Tor goal. Maybe it's just some early XP farm, you know? It's not struggle, it's just we're just farming, guys. It's all good.
And Gormus gets the Hollow Mask, which has a lot of life and Fizz damage negation, but costs you resistances, which resistances are a big thing. So it's the sort of thing
For
you could
sure.
use against a certain boss. Swap in if you know they're just doing physical damage, for example.
Killing
Or like
Root
moving through a
Dredge
certain zone.
for the level 9 skill gem. Okay. He also gets a mace, picks it up, but oh, it's a nice mace, you know? He keeps getting these good rolls. I saw a lot of armor on his chest piece, you know, nice physical damage on the mace. That's not gonna help you, Angormus. You need a shield. Must be
Yeah, if
extra
you're particularly
frustrating, the
struggling,
salt in the wound.
yeah, if you're particularly struggling for gear at this point too, like you might start to take on more things, like killing rares that you wouldn't have otherwise, for example, or killing a side
Yeah.
boss that you happen to run across that you might not have otherwise, just to try and get those drops or a little bit of extra, golden currency to try and
And every
gamble or
little bit
craft.
costs you time that whole new
Yep.
society doesn't have to be spending. So
Yeah, and that's
very
it.
difficult
And we do see
position for
him.
Angormus. But I
Hopefully
mean, he does
Angormus
still
moves swiftly.
have like we are kind of expecting mercenary to get through act 2 and especially act 3 a little bit faster, right? The upside I believe for warrior is the fact that at the end of the day it's a little bit safer than what you can do with the mercenary.
Yeah.
So as long as he can
And it's,
steadily tread on, it might work out still.
yeah, that's certainly far less likely to die in Act 4 and to Tavakai. But also another thing is like once he does get this shield sorted out, he's kind of set, whereas the mercenaries really want to try and get either like a very good bombard or
Right.
even more ideally potentially a very good level 31 non-bombard as well. So they're looking for
Oh,
just like
really?
insanely good crossbows, like right kind of towards the end there of this run. So
And Gormus
we're
still, oh
yeah,
man,
it's a big deal for them.
I hate this feeling when you're not getting the RNG and you need that one item and you keep going to town just to click once instead of doing it 5 times in a row. It ends up costing you so much time in a speed run, and it's not something that you can ever really find a solution for. You got screwed by RNG, and now you have to live with the consequences. As whole new society fights the monkey.
It's so
Nice
good. That was
damage.
such a good kill.
Yeah,
Like his
and it's
timing on his
yeah.
rolls and his explosions and everything is just like so satisfying looking. Monkey getting absolutely embarrassed there after indeed we have seen Monkey kill many a player in the past that decided to go for them. That can be a bit of a risky boss, but Whole New Society taking them down very cleanly. And Gormus hitting some of the side rares here. Gets a rare bombard crossbow. Too bad he's not a mercenary.
Oh my god. This is the worst.
I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
wonder
ID in his inventory now, but
how much stronger a non-bombard has to be to compare to the additional projectile from the level 31 weapon. Obviously not something that Angormus has to think about, but for whole new society, I see some people asking in the chat what kind of weapon he's got. Not good enough to not be replaced soon. And even though he's still using an old weapon because he's not quite level 31 yet, yeah, this is the sort of damage that he's putting out, and it is extremely effective. Angormus could be doing the same, but the RNG is not with him. As Luxian on the Mercenary, we will be taking down Jamanra, with Shka on the Huntress is still progressing through the Dreadnought. And we've got a pretty interesting meta developing in the background. Sure, Angormus and Whole New Society are about 2 minutes ahead of everybody else, actually maybe a little bit more compared to some people, but we do have about 5 players who are within a minute from each other in terms of their progression. So we're sure we're watching a race for rank 1, but we are having a pretty tight competition overall. And it really doesn't take much from Angormus and Whole New Society to fall behind, either due to RNG or a unfortunate death, which, as we're getting closer to the finish line, those deaths are going to start piling up for sure.
Absolutely. As for our kind of top 10 overview picture, we're seeing like 1 to 2-ish warriors in the top 10, maybe 3 or 4 mercs. It looks like we do have a monk, a huntress, and a
Monkey?
ranger as well. Yom as well. Monkey for Angormus.
It's pretty good, to be honest. His damage is still
Yeah, really
nice.
fast. Yeah, I know, right? Imagine how he's going to start to pop off if he gets that shield. He did get a slight
Damn.
upgrade. He went from like 97 armor to 103. 4 armor upgrade.
Yes!
That's
Hell
something.
yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. Poor Angormus. I swear to God, this happens every time. RNG is just
well,
not
it's happened
on...
twice, but you know, feels like every time when it happens.
Feels like every time.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is too, in the past, it's so different, right? Because I feel like for the first 2 seasons, Angormus has always had crazy RNG, right? I feel like he was always finding uniques, especially in the rake meta. He always had a million strength compared to everybody else. And this last season and this new one now, it's
just
just
correcting, is that what
not
you're
the
saying?
same for him. Yeah, but
He's
if there's a
correcting.
player in the game who has the experience to manage bad RNG, it's gonna be Angormus. He put in the work, he put in the practice, he's put himself in these situations thousands of times. He's not gonna be somebody who's gonna panic, you know? He's not gonna find a tabula rasa, not know what to do with it, and get fourth at Exile Con. That's not Angormus. He would never do that.
So, whole new society, though, one of the few people who has managed to beat Angormus before, is once again currently taking himself a bit of a lead right now and gets a very nice Chimera kill on the grenades there. Chimera flies up in the air and lands once, but gets taken down with the second barrage of grenades. Very nice.
I don't know where that came from. I would like to apologize to Tai Tai. Sorry, guys.
Poor Tai still catching
I don't know
shade for 10
why I went
Nebula.
after the man so hard. I love Tai Tai. Oh, I feel bad. Sorry, Tai Tai. But also never forget.
Apparently never forget. We mustn't.
You must not. It's our history. It's in our blood now. Luxian trying to catch up, doing a pretty good job, still noticeably behind. Whole New Society learned from his past mistakes, skipping boxes, going for the tight 23, the garbage strategy. Even if he finds a good box, he doesn't need to open it. He doesn't need the extra RNG. His baseline, his floor, he believes is higher than Angormus's ceiling. And
going very
he's
low
still in the lead.
And pouncing onto a checkpoint to get a heal. Just barely surviving in the Dreadnought here as well. Saving the day. Or Pounce, I guess, saving the day somewhat too.
I didn't call the Type 23 strategy the garbage. He called it that. He would use the garbage can strategy. Never the fastest, but also never the slowest. As long as his baseline is there, it's going to work out. And Whole New Society, yeah. I think he's trying to remain consistent, right? Because we have to remember, he died. That box, it killed him earlier. So this is him in the lead with a 2.5-minute penalty and having to rerun that zone that he died in. So tricky stuff. Nonetheless, Angormus now up to his Chimera. And how much damage will be able to put out here? Has he gotten any more armor on his shield? I don't believe so. Boss goes up. The stun comes down. What's his output going to be? He still is using the totem. Then Infernal Cry coming out. Nice stun follow-up off of
There's
the
a risk he
pillar
goes
stun.
in the air here. Oh, come on.
Oh, nice!
He just gets it. It was just taking off too. I was really worried about that kind of like third invulnerability phase for Angormus there. So this is a big deal because Whole New Society is a full 2 minutes ahead at this point, and he had a really fast Chimera kill. So Angormus maybe a little bit slower, but didn't lose a bunch of extra time just right at the end there. Just barely. It might have been that 4 extra armor that made all the difference for that last little bit there. 1 extra shield wall not required.
Our Huntress player Shka in the bottom left. Oh, sorry. I was looking at Shka, but I see Angormus is going for another desperation attempt. But no, Shka is now on the Huntress, fighting Jamanra with those crossbows. The damage is still looking pretty good. onto the next phase. Everything under control. I wish that we would see the amount of HP that our players have. I believe we only have Angormus on stream. Is that a setting? Maybe that's a setting that we can. I guess you would have to.
A setting on the UI ultimately.
Yeah, I think we're not going to be able to do that.
Rhesus and Arco kill Jamra within 2 seconds of each other in the background, and Shackle coach 6 seconds after them, so they're doing very well and just slightly ahead of Shkor, who we might swap out to check in on some of those in a moment. And Gormus goes very low there as he moves through a nasty doorway, but does manage to survive, gets himself an extra support gem as a little consolation prize for his elevated heart rate just now.
Definitely. Any amount of RNG you can get is going to help here. Looks in, looking for the monkey, and he's gonna find it. The mighty silver fist.
Is it gonna find him?
What kind of damage can look and do? Yup. Dodges the slam. Nicely played.
Oh yeah. Oh, does need a little bit of an auto attack there. Misses the grenade timing, but otherwise pretty good. Monkey's a bit tired. Having a rest. And
Monkey's sleepy.
Very nice. Excellent. A nice kill there for Luxian and Whole New Society. Going into the waterways. Every racer's favorite zones, which I say, of course, ironically, as this is one of the sketchiest and make or break career zones in the past, at least. Before the addition of Act
100%.
4, it was the zone that kind of decided races for some races, with a lot of very nasty monsters and the attempting to hit the canal levers whilst being wailed on by various monsters. Some players would just jump in and do the levers without killing anything, and otherwise we'd see strategies like Whole New Society here, killing things just for that extra layer of safety. Kind of depending on build and your defenses and things like that, it's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal zone.
Yeah, with the extension, right? Because before you only had to kill Doriani, now you've got an entire next act. Killing some mobs here can still be a little bit beneficial, so it's not nearly as punishing as it used to be. So the players will be playing through this zone slightly safer, but at the end of the day, you are trying to min-max as much as possible.
He doesn't want to gamble his lead here on trying to hit a lever 2 seconds earlier when you could instead grenade that pack as you're approaching.
100%.
It's nice coverage and worth the extra cost, but also, like you said, so level 33 is an important breakpoint in particular. So we saw most of the races move on level 28-ish, but and in the past that might have been where they left it, as they just propelled through the act without killing anything else. But at this point, level 33 is something you could try and push for, and it's a breakpoint where you get a new tier of affixes and a new tier of weapons at the same time. So I don't know how that translates to shields, but for crossbows, it's a huge deal.
I think for shields, because for crossbows, it's 31 and 33, right? 31 for the bomba and 33 for the attack speed one.
Yeah, and 33 is, I believe, where it lines up with the extra tier of damage affixes. That's, again, a big jump stronger. That same sort of thing in the early game where it's 1 to 10 and then 2 to 27. It's a big damage increase there as well.
I'm not sure if 28 isn't just it for shields. Maybe so, as Angormus is struggling to get up the... Oof. Oh my goodness, and then he gets chunked in the end. Interesting skip, but then he finds the stairs, and it's kind of why did I do that? But, I mean, works out. He's just trying to scan out the zone and go for the reset to find the medium soul core. He's going to do so right here.
Yeah, so if you don't know, you can go to one of the checkpoints, and if you don't see that, you can just explore a little bit around it so that the map is revealed. And then if you don't see the soul core, you can just reset a checkpoint, and it will actually rejiggle the soul cores into new locations. And you can just do that a couple times until you see it on your map and then go get it.
Rejiggle?
And that's the race strategy. Yeah, rejiggle. It's an official terminology. And
my soul cores jiggle? Come on, Ziggy.
That's it.
What's with the language today?
Jiggles right now. And that's something you can use in your own runs. It's something I've absolutely been using in my runs, because rather than picking your way through this zone slowly, you can just kind of do a quick couple resets there, do a couple rejiggles, and all of a sudden you don't have to go and hunt down all those soul cores. You can just get both of them. Easy peasy. Very nice. So a few things to take advantage of from the races, even if you're not racing. Nice.
It's so frustrating looking for those soul cores otherwise. So it's super nice.
Nice starting point.
ZIGGYD.
Yeah, the Codal here with the 2 shield walls is enough for a heavy stun, which gets him all the way down to the 1/3 of health bar. Eats a little bit of lightning lasers and gets poked away from the boss, but the shield wall, and once again, the shield wall range is good though. As long as you turn to the side, you can still hit them even from far away. And he gets a little maybe lucky with one of those, but gets it down. I don't see any shields in that pile of gear, just another chest armor.
Ooh. I believe that
Can you
was
just wield
almost
a
60
chest
life.
armor as a shield at this point? Like just hold up a high armor chest armor maybe?
Yeah. Is it still the 104 armor that he's having on the shield, or
Let me check.
has he been able to
I've
get
got him
something
open for
new?
precisely this purpose. 103 armor. Yep, that's still
Oh,
that
yeah.
103 armor one. Plus 28 to armor, no quality. That's all he's got.
Man, I wonder what you do
Oh,
here. This is so reminiscent to me of the last ExileCon finals for PoE 1, where Exile ended up not finding an extremely crucial chance orb. And in the end, it turns out that he did find it, but it was very close towards the end of the race. And he ended up not using that to commit to swapping to another faster setup. And in the end, it cost him the race. I wonder if this is one of the situations now where Angormus is thinking, okay, I've put in so much time, work, and effort into trying to get the shield at this point. I don't think it's worth it to try to keep going, try to do that. And instead, I'm just going to push it, see where I get, and see how it works out. Maybe at some point he's going to be able to put in the time to just do one big vendoring once again, and that will result in something. But for now, I think he's just kind of sending it, right? Because doing this whole walking to the vendor, buying one shield, oh, guess what? It's crap. And then, doing it again 2 zones later. I don't think that's going to work out for him whatsoever. And Whole New Society, he's a person that capitalizes on his competition's mistakes, and he's just pushing as much as possible. He loves being in first place, and it gives him power as he is progressing over to the baby eater lady. I don't know. Okay, she does not have a. What's her name? She does not have a name. Come on, Ziggy.
all
What's
I
her
can think
name?
of now is what you just said. You've
She's the
completely
baby
erased
eater.
my brain cells.
She
Queen
eats
of
her
Filth is
babies.
her actual name. Queen of
That's
Filth.
like a title. That's not even a name. Her name is like Emma or something. Something
It's
nice.
Emma, the baby eater. Queen of Filth for Whole New Society can be a bit of a spicy boss. It's one that there's some nice skill expression on if you can pre-stack your grenades in the exact right spot and also force her to roll into this corner like you just did. That allows you to pile up your grenades in the corner. She stepped back a little bit suboptimally there, but this allows for like better grenade clustering. So you hit with every grenade if you can keep
And
her
you're
in that
dodging the
corner there.
mushrooms too,
Nice. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's a tricky thing on top of that as well. And not getting hit by like a roll or something is a big deal, as we've seen players die to that.
For
In
sure.
the on Angormus' side, we do see the difference between him and Whole New Society's approaches, where he is not killing everything, only sometimes clearing the lever if he has to. He's mostly leap slamming and pouncing his way through the zone. And yeah, just kind of killing that bare minimum. Ultimately, maybe not really looking for XP so much anymore, and not expecting to get big gear drops off, most of the kind of trash monsters through this zone.
100%. I wonder what Angormus is thinking right now. If he is relying on the squishiness of the mercenary to propel himself, or if he has any sort of backup strategy that you can utilize here. Because it's not just that he's falling further away, further behind the rank 1 mercenary, but also the other mercenaries, even the druid seems to be inching towards his rank. And how long can he keep this up with this inferior shield? As currently he is level 31, as is Luxian. And oh, this is interesting. Where is Whole New Society on this list? Hello? Ziggy, are you? He's like rank 12. Whole New Society is level 29.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's about how fast you kill the boss, right? Not your level.
Interesting. I
So it
mean,
comes down to
yeah, but
yeah.
we hyped up this entire thing about the bomba crossbow and maybe level 33 and all that. This is just not happening. Level
Yeah,
29.
I might peep his gear. I'll get his like
Huh.
in-game name, and I'll have a little peep on Whole New Society's gear since that's our kind of top 2 right now. It might be good to get that bit of extra layer of detail, especially because I can look at his DPSs and compare that to some known breakpoints that they're trying to
Right.
get on the mercenaries. That stuff is pretty well mapped out for them. I see like a bunch of random letter spam in the
Yeah, that's
chat.
why I'm
Like, what's this
confused. I'm
thing
like,
again? Are
I'm
you
looking
just
at the
did you
ladder. I
get
don't see
hacked
whole
on
new
Discord,
society.
or?
I'm thinking he's on like an alt account, but no, he's rank 12. It's interesting.
Let me have a look at Whole New Society's character. Okay. What have we
Chat
got
is
right now?
demanding. Chat is demanding. They're terrorizing the chat. They're saying there's an infernalist at rank 3, level 30.
Oh, we did see an
Now,
ascend, did we? Okay.
the question is this infernalist just getting XP? Or is this
Yeah,
infernalist
yeah. So
progressing?
we know from the production crew in the background, they have special tools for knowing the times that they hit certain zones or boss kills. And that's kind of what we base off rather than the levels. So someone might be really high level, but not necessarily, they might be like a half an act behind or even more potentially if they're just
Yep.
XPing, for example. Especially an Infernalist that went and ascended. Infernalist was a popular choice, but less so now, as I don't believe you can use the Talisman Weapon Sword Pounce while in demon form. It cancels it,
Right.
maybe. Yeah, so it is potentially less the case now that we'll be seeing demon forms, but it looks there might be one there. We'll certainly check in on some of them as we go when we can. But in the meantime, it
Mm-hmm.
looks like so interesting scenario. I'm not sure how this is going to work for his damage, but we have a very good varnished crossbow with +3 projectiles and like lots of damage rolls. But that is a level 16 require base right there. So it is very, very low end on the actual crossbow base, just making up for it with some high damage rolls and plus gems. So
Jeez,
almost
Angarma's
certainly
getting
wants to be
chunked.
replaced.
Angarmus is in trouble here. He's standing in a pretty unfortunate spot. Then Feeble's on the ground. The boss is not moving. Almost gets a rock to the dome. He got chunked pretty heavily, but
Thanks.
managed to survive. Eats a slam here. Man, this damage output is not what it used to be. Queen of Filth is stunned. Can Emma keep this up? She's will fall. It's over. No more babies for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
we
So
we
I give you the picture of Whole New Society's current gearing state. He's actually not really like in a better position than Angormus. It's
okay.
so the situation we've got here is there's some extra nuance here. All right, hold on. So explosive grenade damage right now is at 1300 for him. That is a good amount to have for the Jarman Ra
Look,
fight.
Ziggy, we have a
Right?
boss
That's
fight. Fast,
all right,
fast.
all right. We'll come back to that. Oh, right. Faster.
we,
He won
we
2000 DPS as the floor for a good bombard, and like 1650 is the floor for like another good crossbow. So he's a ways off that, with the highest we've seen of like 3200, like over 3k damage, which is less than half of. So he's potentially got a lot of damage to pick up
So
there.
what you're telling me is that these boss fights are going to be even more exciting because nobody does any damage in this race.
Rise. Yeah, yes. And on top of that, he's using a Ming's Heart to get the current damage he has. So if you don't know Ming's Heart, minus 20% reduced max life.
How much
20%
life does
reduced
he
max life.
have?
Let me see if I can see that. 460
Oh
life.
my god.
So he is
Okay.
only achieving the damage that he has, which is Jarman Ra level DPS, on a minus 20% life unique. So he's
Holy.
it's not it's pure skill that's seeing him through the day right now, because he's walking a racer's edge right now, making this race particularly bad luck for both of them, but also like I guess good luck. It's allowing him a
It's good
chance
for
to
us. I
still
mean, hey, I don't
maintain his
mind
lead.
it.
Is very good for us. We see like nearly 700 life plus the armor on Angomas, plus the block, plus having a shield.
Come on.
Compared to Whole New Society currently, does he have like any
I
other
love
defenses
how
to speak of?
he takes off the rings when running through zones. Remember how we talked about how squishy you are as
Oh,
a
he took off his Ming's
mercenary?
Heart. Yeah,
So he takes off the ring and he swaps to a shield just so he can run through these zones slightly faster. Because he's not
yep.
able to get any XP anymore, right? Like level 29 is going to be his max. The penalty is too severe, and now he's just running. But
Right, it's
he's running. He doesn't
the
have a
the
weapon. I don't
650.
know.
The 650 is without the Ming's Heart. It's worse with the Ming's Heart. I missed that. That was when he took it
Yep.
off. So it's
Yep.
lower than that. Or minus 20% of whatever that is. Or like 500 something. Yeah, and he does have a pretty good amount of armor though. That's kind of one thing that's really helping him here. Is his gear has rolled some pretty high armor. I was half expecting to see a shield with more armor than Engormous, but not quite.
No,
Apart from
that
cold
would
resist,
be
pretty good too.
that would be ridiculous. I mean, he does care about like the actual defensive properties of a shield, but I mean, we are talking, we're talking about these prefixes as if they're just damage. But I mean, armor is helpful too, right? It actually does benefit you when you're trying to get through these zones. He's not killing any mobs. He's not getting the heart. He's just trying to skip everything, keep his potions up, refill them between checkpoints. And Whole New Society will soon be reaching Doriani as Angormus is still searching through the city zone as he is approaching Viper, which probably is going to make for another pretty exciting fight. Although he does have
Yep.
689 life, so also quite low, but noticeably better than our mercenary players.
Yeah.
I like how on the caster druid with the shapeshift mobility is still kind of using contagion here, which is where it starts to really drop off potentially. So it'd be interesting to see what he kind of does with that in the future. I'd love to see some Wyvern form action. We might see that
You
from
guys
another race maybe.
wanted the
Gigantic
rank
bones.
3.
Jilu.
That's pretty big. That was a lot of damage. The rank 3
was it?
Infernalist is in fact on stream quite noticeably behind in terms of progression, but they did have to do
That
their
damage.
ascendancy, right? He is an Infernalist, so you do it in order to speed yourself after ascending. So of
Yeah.
course they're going to be a little bit behind in terms of zones, but the single target damage output, I think that was the highest one we've seen, at least on that boss.
Yeah,
Granted,
yeah.
he is a little bit
There's
higher
always-
level, but the damage is good.
There's always been some really strong potential for bossing with Bone Storm, and we have never really seen it kind of pan out. And Gomez with a very
Angormus
nice
is
Viper kill
blasting.
here. Is he just getting a clean?
Nope.
Oh, he just gets the
Get
immunity
him,
phase
Ziggy.
there. Sorry, Ryan Gomez. That was looking to be a very clean Viper kill, given that his damage levels are suffering. But that was a little bit unfortunate at the end there. But he should hopefully be able to get that now without any further upset. If I don't curse him.
Keep going.
Oh, dear.
The Riani began for Whole New Society.
And Gomez has got some catching up to do to get up to Whole New Society right now. First phase Doriani.
Arco might be dying.
Coming down.
Arco is
Don't do that,
low.
Arco.
He has
Yeah,
leech on his explosions, but... Okay,
tricky,
Viper down.
tricky
Whole New
zone.
Society.
Viper down.
How good is this Doriani fight going to be? Quite a lot of damage, but...
Yeah, not even any potential of skipping any laser phase this time around. It's
Yeah,
like
this is
respectable damage given how bad his situation is right now. Let me have a look in game now. He's 579 health with the... that's not the Ming's Heart still. He's not using the Ming's Heart right now. Is he
No
swapping it
Ming's
in?
Heart.
Wait. No Ming's Heart still.
Huh?
579 health.
I don't think you
Oh,
do.
man.
I think at this point he's most likely realized that Angormus is having bad RNG as well, and so he's keeping the Ming's Heart out. Yeah, you don't take the risk.
He's got good landing res. That's kind of the main thing here.
100%.
He's actually...
I mean, you can die to fire. The butter laser misses. What is he aiming at? And the grenades just keep coming out.
He did manage to get that damage up to 1600 on the grenade. A little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Dorani stuns.
So
getting him pretty
played.
close to the last one here. Yeah, smooth.
If you're paying attention to his grenades, his gas grenade is always just about to go to max charges, and then he uses it perfectly every single time. He's just pacing
Fully
it
optimized.
so nicely. Yeah, that was really well executed. It looked like a simple fight, but with the amount of HP that he's got, and with the maximizing of DPS, it can be super duper tricky to really get as much speed as possible.
It's not the size of your
here.
DPS; it's how you use it. And the Whole New
There
Society
you go,
proving
Ziggy.
that they're highly optimized. 1600 explosive grenade damage.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
I like the sound of that.
Angormus. Wait, what happened to Angormus in the background?
He's
Rise
dead.
during... I missed it. Wait, did we see that, or was it while Whole New Society was full screen?
Nah, we were totally full screen. I have no idea. I mean, oh, we have the clip technology because he's streaming. Can we get the clip?
Oh, maybe.
Production, is this
Anyone
possible?
can rustle up the clip for that. I would love to see what happened to Angormus there. So he'd already killed Viper, so I was maybe just heading through the zone.
Oh no, Angormus is not in the mood for this shit anymore. He's shaking his head. He's clearly venting. It really does suck when things are just not going. It's not even that things aren't going his way, you know? Sometimes you're not even wanting to have like good RNG. You just don't want the bad RNG. And that's exactly what's happening to Angormus. And it's frustrating for sure. But Whole New Society, you know, that is the mental aspect of Path of Exile racing. If you can keep calm and composed as Whole New Society so far has, you know, he's not typing any messages. He's staying focused. And it's allowing him to continue to progress. However, I mean, I don't want to say not fast. He's progressing fast. He's still the fastest player, you know? But he could be progressing a little bit better with a new weapon. Although now, as he's stuck on a gigantical loading screen, what is happening for Whole New Society? Are we okay?
Isle of Kin. Have you considered?
Isle of Kin?
Here it goes.
I think he was
already,
into some for a minute.
He was already going.
Yeah.
I think it was just us or something. That was weird.
It was us. We're always the problem.
Oh, we're watching him in game. Yeah, yes, it's us. We're the problem. Take a look. Still on that level 16 varnished crossbow. Mate, he's got to get himself something better than that by now. I mean, he's just below what's considered the minimum threshold for doing Tavakai at the end of this act. So maybe he just pushes through on it. That's
yeah. What if he found a better
fate.
crossbow, but he's not using it because he knows that Angormus is frustrated. They're just like in Discord. They're like, okay, I'll drop the crossbow. I won't use it.
I'm peeping his inventory. He has not found a better one.
No, he left it on the ground. I'm certain of it. This is just an
Yes,
honorable display from Whole New Society.
All right, Angormus obviously fell in the Utsil there, moving through a pretty dangerous zone. It was like it was just before the checkpoint too, from the looks of the minimap. Oof, that would have been extra frustrating then. He does move now into the Agarat as he makes his final push for the end of the act. Yeah, he's got to
Bone
catch up that 2.5 minutes now, on top of the little bit that he was behind already, the minute or so. Okay, here we go. Bone Storm. Ah, we've got the Living Lightning tech. Cool. I was wondering if we'd see that. So Living Lightning is used to consume impales from Bone Storm.
Nice.
Some players will use it on like Orb of Storms, but Arco just likes to use it directly on Bone Storm.
Juicy.
I found it a little better.
Yeah,
nice. It looks really good, right? Like you got the high damage from Bone Storm itself, and that's with Living Lightning, not directly contributing damage, but instead just kind of consuming those impales. But very nice boss killing there. Look forward to seeing that on like a even bigger boss like Doriani.
Super cool for sure. And speaking of Doriani, Angormus is fairly close now. Just has to get through this zone. As Whole New Society already up to Krutog.
He's got the Ice Shrine in for the boss fight. 50 seconds of Ice Shrine, 45 seconds. That'll be enough to get this fight down.
That's a long time.
So all players should have that same shrine there, I believe, as the seeded RNG is the same for everyone on that one. So as long as they find it, they will have it. Which 25% to have that.
And the freeze is about to hit too. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
That's a lot. I'm gonna see what he with the whatever his setup he's swapping to. This is like back down to 1300 DPS though, so the shrine's like kind of helping him a lot now. Helping him a lot.
I like this, you know, really a more cinematic race.
Yeah,
it's just more cinematic.
And he got like 400 health of the Ming's Heart, so no wonder he's not using it. All right, Angormus moving in to the Doriani fight. Checking the slash ladder. Not really telling him the full picture though, unless he does a who is. That's when you know he's really like worried about someone. If you start who-ising someone to see where they are.
100%.
It's the shield was just like only just taking a slither of Doriani's health down there, but a bit of a better chunk that time, as he has all his rage now.
A bit of lag, but that's only on our side. He's doing well. I mean, he's definitely playing a little bit more safely than what we're used to seeing from Angormus. Nice dodges coming out. And Doriani with smart positioning of those orbs, preventing Angormus
Yeah,
from getting close.
we're zoning him.
Quite tactical. There's the lasers, no skip there. He pops all of them just to make the next phase that little bit safer. He's got one more left. He's not seeing it, but it shouldn't be an obstacle. Unless he's having to dodge a big old bud laser.
In the meantime, Whole New Society's shifted gears fully to just moving through zones as quickly as possible, using that leap slam and not killing anything at all, unless he does not have a choice. Doriani's second phase for Angormus now. Comes down and positions nicely to avoid any sort of fire or ice lasers.
Nice stun.
Not taking any damage at all. And gets
This is
the
a hard
stun.
boss to
Nice.
stun, so he's really doing a lot of that stun damage. This might be something that's going to make that Benedictus fight so much safer as players, especially warriors, rely on hitting that crucial stun at just the right timing.
Yeah.
And our players are getting close now, so a little bit of an upside, a silver lining to Angormus's playthrough, as he will be soon finishing Doriani and the second person to enter our final act as Whole New Society with a significant lead.
Nicely done.
Still has to get through the most
Slow and
difficult
steady.
element of this race for sure.
Very nice. We apparently have the clip of Angormus's earlier death loaded up if production would like to throw that in, maybe just after Jilu's boss fight here as they go through High Priest of the Sun with the Bone Storm doing lots of damage and the Living Lightning finishing it off. Nice. Looked very clean. Right.
For sure.
We've seen some good Infernalists, but I like the boss killing on this Infernalist the most of what I remember seeing in the past. Looking really good. Definitely smoothed out nicely. And it's good to see Jilu back on the stream once again as well. We've had them kind of poke their head in a few times on a few of the broadcasts, representing the witch action. Let's see if we can get that clip up.
Oh, are we struggling with the clip, or
that might be the clip?
That looks like
maybe.
His screen went black. And Gormus couldn't see anything, and then he was just dead.
Wait, no. Angormus is fine in the background. I got him up in the background.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is the clip that we're trying to see. Meanwhile, Arco starting his Viper fight. Let's see how well this is going to go. Once again, a Druid player. Oh, no, that's not the clip. That's the stream.
Okay, might not have been able to get that one up. In the background, we do have Angormus doing a little bit of gear crafting and gambling, and happy to report that he has got a bit of an upgrade at least.
104.
We see 141. He did jump up a bit more this time. Didn't go from 103 to 104, thankfully. Got himself 141 shields. That's off the back of a little tiny bit of flat armor and some quality and a socket. So put everything you could into this shield. But it's got an open prefix. A lucky exalt could make all the difference. Yeah, sorry, we couldn't get that clip working in the background. We'll have to try and fix that one up for next time if we can.
We broke our casting tool, guys.
Oh, no. We shouldn't have tried. We shouldn't have tried to glorify death. What have we done? Hopefully we can get almost loaded up here in a moment.
I can try to fix it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, try and take him out and put him back in or something.
Yeah.
We'll probably get that one working. In the meantime, Whole New Society here on the Mermaid fight. Oh no, what? Oh, mate, just standing right in the middle of that pillar there, and Whole New Society giving Angormus a chance here to make up for that earlier death that Angormus suffered with a 2.5 minute death penalty for Whole New Society. Everyone dies in these races, even the top racers. It is walking a razor's edge a lot at the best of times. And
I mean, it was bound to happen, right?
Right here. Yep,
it was bound
been
to
running
happen.
through with some pretty low life, trying to make up for the kind of lack of damage there. And if it's potentially going to happen more, right? Very not out of the woods yet. Still kind of on that same gear setup from the looks of things. So interesting note about. Go ahead.
I was just so proud of myself. I thought I fixed it, but no, switched over to the in-game view for Angormus. So.
Yep, nice. Okay. No webcam for us, unfortunately, but we do get a bit of a clearer picture.
What's the issue now?
At Angormus there. So interesting thing with this mermaid boss is that a skip was discovered, I believe, by a guy that dies. Apologies if I'm wrong. For this boss that allowed you to skip the mirror phase entirely. by kind of like positioning yourself in a little nook in the arena and then just blasting her, and she would never crawl into the water. Some of those skips were fixed, but not all of them. I don't know if they're all available or in what situations here. I don't know if Whole New Society was going for that and then died. He wasn't exactly in the position I would have expected for that. But we'll see if he goes for another skip attempt on that boss fight. But yes, if you recall, this boss fight typically has some pretty big downtime as you move through the mirror phase. But we'll see if we can't get some spicy skips on that one there. Oh, hard to pull off though. Angoma's getting eaten by a few stomps there.
And he doesn't have the shrine, right? So I wonder what happened there.
So must have missed that shrine if it was off to
Ooh,
the
some
side
late
slightly.
potting. Scary
Getting
stuff.
a little low though, pretty scary. Definitely
I was
going to
talk about how this
Whole New Society.
I was thinking like this boss isn't an issue, that freezing shrine doesn't really help much. Man, he is really fighting back. When your damage is a little bit lacking, Angormus really having to dodge a lot here. He is still on a melee setup. He can delay his attacks a little bit to give himself some more distance, but this boss is just hitting hard. But Angormus keeping up with the potion, switching over to the bear, making sure that he does as much as he can do here, maximizing the potential of his character, and boss will go down. Well played. As Whole New Society is now back into the fight, begins it once again. Hopefully this time around without that unfortunate.
Got killed so quickly by that pillar. I think it was like a boss attack plus the pillar at the same time or something like that. Oh man, that shout is so much damage. Guessing that cold resistance is not quite cutting it. But I didn't get any sort of skip there. It looked like she did indeed go underground. So no luck there. And we do see who am I on right now? Oh, this is him here now. He started the fight again, trying to go for the skip. He's going again, resetting again. He must be trying to go for the skip, and then like he failed the skip, so he went for a reset. It's like it'll be faster to do the skip, like attempt the skip again. That's wild. I mean, yeah, it's a really long phase. I'm surprised you would actually go for a reset if you missed it though. And then he got froze, so he reset again. Oh no, this fight is just not going the way that he wants. So yeah, this is, I think the attempt on the skip there is like standing right in that exact spot. That's why he's like eating these lasers rather than dodging them. I think he might have gotten it. Here we go. All right, here we go. This is a new method to what I saw originally from Guy That Dies, little video that he made. Like a new position at the very least. But yeah, looks like he's going to be able to.
Wow.
Yeah, she's done. She's done for man. He's done it successfully.
Is this ethical?
Highly, highly normally. Highly unethical. But he had to work for it, right? It took a death and 2 resets, but he got there in the end.
That is not normally at all.
I don't know. In the end, I can see GG stuff in the background being like, "Oh, what?"
They're taking notes, guys.
Yes, this was
exploit early and exploit fast. They're fixing this.
Yes. Yeah, I believe Guy That Dies originally found that one as the Mermaid Zero cycle. A skip there. Clever use of game mechanics.
Very interesting.
I don't know
I mean, I don't think it's a big deal, but for these races, it's knowledge that probably most of our players have, and I wonder if Angormus is going to go for a similar strategy. We are hearing apparently how Luxian is ahead of Angormus by 2 seconds. So
2 seconds, crazy.
2 seconds.
I think we need to get Luxian on stream then if we can.
Yeah.
If it's a bit of a 3-way battle between Whole New Society, Angormus, and Luxian at the moment, that's very exciting.
It is super close. I mean, Whole New Society is definitely noticeably ahead, but honestly, Arco and Julio are pretty close too. Like it's really actually it's mostly Arco, right? Arco's already done his act. Our Infernalist is trying to get to Doriani, but with the amount of single target they've been putting out, maybe that's going to give them a little bit of an opportunity to get closer to that rank 1 overall. Again, being rank 1 in your class is technically the goal, but you
nice skip from Angormus there. The leap. Whew.
You do compare your build to other people's approaches here too.
I am curious as to whether Warrior can do this. I feel like they have the AoE and stun potential, and
they're both doing it.
In a certain place.
Look,
Oh,
they're
yep.
both
Yeah,
doing it.
Luxian's got it. Yeah, I've seen it on Mercs, but I don't know if it's how easy it is to do on a warrior.
Oh, he even hits the stun. Look, this is gonna work 100%. Yeah, Luxian is
Yeah,
done.
Luxian got it first
He
go there,
cooked.
very clean. Super fast kill. So that's like a lot faster than
Angormus did it too.
previous. Yeah, he's got it too. Nice. Great. Everyone gets that skip there, but much more cleanly than Whole New Society, giving Angormus and Luxian a good chance to catch up to Whole New Society right now, who is, I guess, half the way through this first zone in the next area. So the lead has been eroded somewhat. We might get a time update soon.
Hmm.
So pushing towards those final little bits. And a fun thing with the season-to-season races here for Act 4 is that it's a little different each time for us because they're obviously only just doing what they have to do. But what they have to do changes. The location they have to go for the quest items is different each season. So I don't believe we saw the big Stompy boss in the last season. That's a bit
Is
of
that
a
true?
change for us this time.
I think so, yeah. Huh? Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's really interesting. Okay, let's go.
It's like there's an NPC you have to rescue, and I think he's in a different spot each time. He can be in a couple places.
Okay. Super cool.
Yeah, it's weird. I was like
Cool.
kind of questioning my sanity at one point. I was like, I don't remember you being here before. I was like, were you somewhere else last season?
Well, we're up to the prison for a lot of our players here. Whole New Society, that death is costing him a lot. He is up to the prisoner now. Let's see what kind of fight. This is also a fight where you tend to do a little bit of face tanking to maximize your output. Most importantly, kind of shorten that animation on those ballistas to try and make the boss less invulnerable than he would be otherwise. So let's see how much can Whole New Society min-max here. The more risky approach has punished him in the previous fight. And in this one, it seems like he's not even trying to pull the boss, actually. So he's just putting out as much damage as possible, trying to stay alive. Man, another thing, thank goodness that they changed the mana cost on a lot of the grenade attacks, because gas
You'd be in
grenade
trouble.
especially used to be incredibly, expensive on the mana, and he would be in some serious trouble here otherwise. He
Yeah,
is managing to get enough mana,
yeah,
but it still doesn't exactly look clean whatsoever.
yeah. When your damage is getting as low as Whole New Societies is at this point, he's still on that level 16 crossbow. Mana does start to become a big
Ooh.
skewer there, a bit of a problem. But thankfully, he's managing to make that not compound his issues right now. Getting a little close on the prisoner fight here. Still suffering from somewhat low health ball. Actually eating a lot of his flask charges down. He's got like one left there. 579 health. Not using that Ming's Heart still. Not wanting to risk that. That would be
He would
400
have
health or
died.
something. He'd be dead. Yeah, he would have died there
Yeah,
for sure.
he would have died for sure. There's just no way that
Not
you can
worth.
use it at this point.
Yeah, not worth the risk at this point.
But his potions survive, and so does he. The boss is down, and we're on to the next one. Can you really kill? I mean, Benedictus, you can probably kill like this. That boss doesn't have that much HP, but obviously your output is pretty important because you're trying to shorten that fight as much as possible. There's just so much opportunity for you to get one shot. But honestly, I'm beginning to question if you can take down Tavakai with this setup. Luxian dropping so low as well. This prisoner is quite deadly when your HP numbers are so low. Big slam attack coming out. Luxian manages to dodge it almost. He actually gets hit and he's frozen. A follow-up with a charge.
Ooh.
Another slam. Luxian dropping low, but he's clicking those potions really rapidly. The ballista comes out. The prisoner gets up. How much can he do here? Little bit of damage over
Stun.
time, absolutely helping. Another ballista is going to get popped here, and this will most likely seal the deal for one of them. Hopefully it's the prisoner. It
Nicely
will be
done, nicely
so.
done.
Luxian comes out
Oh,
ahead as
and
Angormus begins his prisoner fight.
good. Perfectly timed production, nicely done. And Gomez takes a big
Instantly
slam,
drops
but
low.
yeah, 700 health and armor helping a lot there. As he does go very low down to 200 health. Might have been a big deal. Otherwise, gets a nice bit of damage and gets that stun far earlier with the Warriors. Raw physical melee damage getting big stun bonuses. Gets him down to health.
Man,
Eats another big
those
slam. That life flask is going a little low, but it's a resource to spend. Does play it safe with the icicles, not wanting to get frozen there. Wise choice. Pretty well timed ballista right on top of that one there, ready to go. I wonder what he's doing with his little gear swaps there, where he's like jiggling the gear.
I'm not sure actually.
He's doing like a manual swap for something there, with some nuance to his skill swaps. Nice. There we go. Pretty good. Pretty clean. The best of what we've seen. Not even trying to rhyme.
Yeah, he was definitely respecting the boss's attacks a lot more. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of something that you need to be applying to your gameplay already. Because we have seen mercenaries just die repeatedly in this act, and it doesn't matter how quickly you can get to the boss. If you can't finish it, you're gonna lose. And Angormus, he does a good job at playing these fights safe. And you could even see it on especially that frost attack that the prisoner put out. Angormus was really going out of his way to make sure that he doesn't get frozen and punished. Something that got both Luxian and Whole New Society extremely close to death, as they are now progressing through this zone, trying to get to the bell for Luxian. That's going to allow him to get those 3 guaranteed Exalted Orbs. Hopefully that will result in a little bit more gear.
So
Angormus is cheating.
Is 1 minute behind Luxian and 2 minutes behind Whole New Society at the moment. So there's a 1 minute gap between each of them. Certainly one death would make all the difference right now, but it's also enough time for anyone to kind of catch up just off zone reads too. Or a boss fight. And Whole New Society's lead right now, very tenuous as he moves into some of the scariest boss fights. It's a big rock. That is not how he wanted that fight to go. Is that a reset? That's a reset.
It.
Yeah, he's not taking any chances.
He gets knocked over and he just eats a big old slam.
Yep. Yeah, with his health being as low as it is and everything, he does not want to take any chances with this. And also, you really need that rock to hit the mage so he doesn't get those buffs, right? Like, if it hits you and doesn't hit the mage, that's a problem. That's a big problem. It only makes the rest of the fight that much worse. Whole New Society and Luxian both on the fight at the same time here. And, wow, really neck and neck after that reset.
And this boss is extremely challenging with these low HP pulls.
And Gorma's going so low to like a bleed or something there.
Ziggy, you're trying to give me a heart attack?
I mean, me too. Yeah, Gorma's is trying to give me a heart attack. That was way too close in the background there. Angormus, I do not want a death from Angormus right now. I really want him to be like catching up and a juicy 3-way battle for us at the end. He gets all those exalts. Could be really big for his shield.
Luxian really cutting it close. The giant beam is 800 DPS, so it's no joke. If you get found by it, you're going to melt instantly.
It's about 0.6 seconds to death here at this point, something like that.
Yeah. Wait, he's not even taking damage from it. Hello? What's happening?
What's his fire?
He just walked into the beam and took no damage.
Whole New Society drops that at the base current times, put Luxian ahead by a minute or a minute and a half or so. We will see how it shakes out, but Luxian did finish the kill. I think it's actually worse than that to like die at this zone right here. Thankfully, he does like get the checkpoint right before the boss. He doesn't have to run through the whole zone, but he does have to do that fight again, right?
This is crazy when you think about it. Okay, we have to contextualize. We need to contextualize Luxian just a little bit for you guys. In the last race of the last set of races in the previous season, he was ranked 7 overall, and he was one of the people that was over leveling on a mercenary, being level 37 when taking down the bosses.
Wow.
He had a pretty good time of 2 hours and 52 minutes. Now he is in the top. How long has it been? What time did we start? 9? Has it been 2 hours and 16 minutes, or has it been 3?
Yeah, no, 2. So the fastest PBs, I think, were Angormus at 2 hours and 5 minutes, which is crazy. But that's obviously not happened this race for him.
No. The winner of the previous race was Whole New Society with 2 hours and 30 minutes, with Screws being 2 hours and 48.
Sorry, I'm talking about
PBs and a race are
very different things.
I mean, to be fair, every race, the first race was 2 hours 43, the second race was 2 hours 36, and now the third race was 2 hours and 30, and now we're at 2 hours and 16 minutes. And Lucian, a player who's previously got rank 4 mercenary, 7th overall, is in the lead as he's getting over to Benedictus. And surely I am not caster cursing him, as this boss is just a menace. He's evil. This guy kills
We got the
players.
48 seconds of Ice Shrine too. That's very nice. What have we got here?
Production?
What's this?
Are we good?
Who's this?
Oh, okay. There we go. We kind of missed the fight, but Luxian's alive, so that's good.
He's got it. He's got it. Yeah, the Ice Shrine made short work of it damage-wise. He still has to kind of like see through this last little bit of the phase here, but he's getting ready for the pre-stack and times it well and gets that kill right off the bat there, and still had the Ice Shrine to see him through to the end. I'm actually going to check in on his gear right now.
Clean.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord, this gear. Yep, he's a whole different story compared to Whole New Society, I tell you. We got a Bombard crossbow. Can I see that DPS? Is that 3,000? No, that can't be that much on.
How much thousand? Ziggy, relax.
3,300 on Bombard crossbow? That can't be that much. That's too high.
I mean, we're
That's
seeing
like
the weapon right now on
crossbow
stream.
amount.
This is this weapon's dirty. Actually, it's not even that dirty. Okay, it's kind of dirty. He has the two runes
so the
in
numbers
it too.
I have.
The one rune.
The numbers I have, oh, let me find my numbers here, are that for mercenary, 3,000 is like what you're looking to get with a non-bombard crossbow, right? Now, just for reference, bombard crossbow less damage, but
Nice
fires an extra
gloves.
grenade.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got like 5 physical damage gloves. He's got ridiculous flat rolls on the crossbow. What else have we got? He's got a blistering bond unique ring. You take fire damage instead of physical from bleeding. Sure. Good to know.
You mean shield? Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of HP.
Yeah, no, he's
this is
looking
some
pretty good.
good gear.
780,
Honestly,
780 health with the shield on.
the gear's good, but like, it's not that good. He's playing really well. Well played by Luxian. Definitely a player who's been practicing a lot, and it shows. He's not just improving the time of the previous races, if he can close it off here, so we get flash banged. But also just his personal best seems noticeably better, as Angormus now fighting Benedictus. Whole New Society still struggling in Torvian. And yeah, the consistency of Angormus. I don't think he's died, right? I believe Whole New Society died 3 times now.
We did have one, right? We had one death for Angormus, I believe. If I recall correctly.
Right, the frustrate after Viper. After Viper, he died.
Pretty much, right after there. Pretty much everyone's had deaths at this point. It's been a bit of a bloodbath. I don't know if Luxian's had one. They're having a good run, it seems. They went a little slow and steady in the lead up to this point.
I think Arco is just about to be able to move after having died as well. So that's interesting. I'm not sure if we missed that or...
Oh, dear.
Yeah, he's finally able to move. I think he's going the wrong way.
Okay, we have Luxian
he's fine.
Moving into the final zone now on the current leading mercenary after the upsetting death from Whole New Society, which did feel somewhat inevitable with Whole New Society just struggling and just barely able to maintain that lead, playing extra safe and being really careful with the resets, but ultimately did get killed during one of those boss fights now. And now still has another really scary one to go before he kind of catches up to Luxian. So... that puts Angormus in second position nicely and definitely a little bit more comfortable than Whole New Society is. But meanwhile, Luxian seems like they, not to curse or anything, potentially, has everything lined up. Everything lined up here for a gigantic win.
Oh, Ziggy! That was a trigger pull and a half. Holy, he's dead. It's over.
We'll just say it's Luxian's race to lose at this point.
I would say Luxian cannot lose anymore. There's no way.
There's no way. He's got so much damage. He's got very good survivability for a mercenary at this point with 780 health. And let's have a look at some of these other stats. Pretty good amount of armor, 75 fire res, no cold or lightning res to speak of. Let's see how the Tavakai fight goes. He has a ring swap here.
He seems tanky. He's going through the zone really well. And he's had 0 deaths as well.
Really
Again, keep in mind. And this is also, if he's able to kill this boss within the next 9 minutes, that beats the record of the previous season. So really, really well played by Luxian. Sure, we're going a little bit faster with the new abilities. The Druid stuff is pretty good, but he is just playing so well. It's so consistent. He looks strong, right? We keep talking about how mercenaries are squishy, this and that. He's not dying, and he seems strong when he's running through these zones. As Whole New Society fighting Benedictus and Luxian will enter the first phase of our final boss, Tavakai. This phase has also killed a lot of players. It used to be that just the last phase was the most difficult, but we've seen players die on the first phase repeatedly as well. So nice opening so far. He dodges everything expertly. He knows that he's in the lead. He can play this safe. Dodges the big slam. Whole New Society finishing up his Benedictus.
Nice.
He does get it. Okay.
He gets knocked down there a little bit at the end,
Yeah.
but he gets a pretty clean kill in the end. Very nice. So we can go full screen for Luxian here for Tavakai. A 3-phase fight, absolutely very rippy, very dangerous, and also dying in second or third phase is a costly affair. So have to be very
100%.
careful here. One death would be enough for Angormus to catch up. We move into second phase. Second phase really important for the mercenary here. There is a important positioning they can do where they can bait Tavakai into the corner of a certain corner of the arena to stack up their grenades and have a much safer, much higher damage fight of it. And we'll see if this is something Luxian is attempting or not, or
How
whether
much
they go
cold res did
for.
you say he has?
None.
Okay, so the attack that's killing everybody might be pretty deadly here.
I'm very nervous for that fact, yes. He's in a lot of danger for that. We don't see any sort of corner baiting going on here from what as far as I can tell. He's just going for it old school style here, but does get a timely stun. That's going to help him see him through this pretty scary phase.
Nice damage.
Man, this is pretty good. He's just got so much damage. That really helps, obviously. Okay, very nicely dealing with not getting hit by any lightning strikes or anything like that. He also has no lightning, negative lightning and negative cold res currently. So yeah, those are the big scary bits for this last phase. But that damage is going to make things. He doesn't have to stay alive for too long. Just enough time for those grenades. He's almost got this.
True.
This is a very exciting finish for him. To beat so many top races and to climb so far from previous seasons.
You are really going out of your way to curse this man. Mamma mia.
I'm all in on
You're merciless.
Let's go. Look at that damage, mate. He's absolutely rocking Tavakai. Oh, gets hit by gigantic slam. Big damage. The flask is not healing him very quickly, but he gets back up before anything else comes down. Oh, another slam eaten fully.
He's going to pop him.
The sweaty hands. He's trying to pull him into the corner. No, he's just trying to say dice.
He has to dodge. He has to dodge. This cold attack.
He's got the shield up the blocks.
Oh, the shield.
Nice. Doesn't get the full stun build up as well on the shield. Blocks another hit. The expert use of the shield making all the difference here. I've got 0 cold res. It doesn't matter. I'll just block everything. Crazy. He has no flask. You just have to see this through. He's going to do it. He's going to send it.
Can he do it? He's doing it.
Yeah. It counts, right?
Did he finish?
He did it. Yes. GGG production. Does that count? That counts, right? I'm pretty sure that counts. Pretty sure that counts. What a finish.
Wait, I mean, is he? I don't.
Is it okay? Let's find.
Okay, no. He's dead, right? Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, he's done it. He killed the boss. It doesn't matter. He killed it. He killed the boss first. That's what the race is for. Yeah. It's Tavakai kill any percent. I would categorize this as any percent. This is certainly one of the any percents that could occur. He's not going to be getting that Jewel Zorb. Let's just say that.
I think it counts. I think it for sure. I mean, it might not count on the ladder. Apparently,
it absolutely counts, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got the quest flag. It should count. Yes. Amazing. What a finish for Luxian, mate. Thrilling. Thank you for that spectacle, that display, and congratulations on, I believe, your first overall win.
And Deathless, our only Deathless player.
Deathless? Does that count as Deathless? I don't know,
it's Deathless. I mean, meanwhile, Angormus.
I don't know if that counts as Deathless.
That's Deathless in my book.
It's definitely a win, though. Tavakai's death animation didn't finish before his did. Tavakai has the longer death animation. But anyway, we have Tavakai 4 and Angormus here. And Angormus goes in. Oh, that
he's pointing at the monitor. He doesn't like that.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. We might have more action. Two Angormus.
Whole New Society. We got two Angormus. Oh, they're both dead right now. What happened? Whole New Society died too in the background. I like how
he died while running through the zone. He didn't die to the boss, right? Yeah.
So that means
again.
he still has to get through that zone, whereas Angormus, while his death, they're like the same. So that means Angormus gets back into the fight first. But as long as he doesn't have another upset, he gets a 2-minute 2-minute bathroom break, which is 2.5 minutes. GGG were very kind with that, selecting that time for the death penalty. It's just enough
That's
time
a big
for
number.
a bathroom break, I think. Yeah, one minute death penalty. You can't leave your chair.
Do we have anybody else that's close? I mean, there's a war. Obviously, we're still looking for the warrior demi, right?
Absolutely.
Society.
We'll keep these two on screen, but let's get Luxian out of there and swap in someone else. I'm really keen to see how the Druids using Wyvern are going too, because we might be able to see some spicy Wyvern play, maybe. Or maybe.
I mean, Arco's getting close.
Let's see who we can get in. Binbin or
Apparently
Jiluo.
Bin.
Yeah, let's get him in. Luxian with one of our... this is one of my top 2 finishes for all of our race seasons so far, with the other one being the exact tie between the 2 ranges.
Oh yeah,
if you recall, we had the... I've never seen it in PoE racing, but we had an exact
that was the banger.
tie. First and second, double first, I guess.
Double first. All right, Bin
down to XP or something in the end. It was crazy.
Okay, Bin on the good fight.
Yeah, our second place warrior. Not that many people dedicating themselves to the warrior. Angormus, he makes it hard for other people to commit to warrior. I don't want to. What an opening, Angormus. But
what an opening from Benedictus.
Yeah, jumps right on him there, taking full advantage of that ice shrine, getting a stun, then maybe into a freeze off the back of that. Yeah, it'll be stun then freeze, maybe. Freeze build up, 70%. It's happening. Arco going very low. Just hiding in the corner. Is he paused? I think he's paused. Is he resetting?
I think he's paused.
He resets.
He's resetting.
Yeah, he resets. Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like he could have saw that one through, I feel, but not wanting to take the risk. Yeah.
I think so. Okay,
but
is back in.
It's very different for us to call it from the couch than it is him in the actual racer chair.
Yeah, that's
playing it safe.
Bin wins though, and Angormus is in danger. Bin still has 2 more zones to go through as Angormus begins his fight, but he has to pull it out here. I mean, if he dies, they're pretty much caught up. So a lot of pressure on Angormus.
With one death for sure. I feel like Angormus can get this one. He's got... What is he?
Right, but as much as we've talked about Angormus not necessarily winning the rank 1 overall in all of the races, I think he has won. Did he win every single warrior? I feel like there was one race.
I don't know that he's ever lost a warrior race.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's ever lost a warrior race. He was he managed to get a 172 armor shield by the end here. Wasn't able to regal it to try and push for even more, but
last season he won all of them.
Okay.
So
taking off the chest armor to run to the second phase, Tavakai a little bit faster. Rocking that demigods on the helmet that he's wearing there is the unique that they can reskin as an MTX that they earn by getting first places. Angormus has quite the stash tab of these things now.
No, phase 2 beginneth.
And a stun. A really good phase 2 for him here. As he gets that stun off of the back of some very nice chunky hits of shield wall. It makes for a pretty clean phase 2 potentially.
Nice.
He didn't die in phase 3 before? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
Cost of 1 life flask charge at the end there. Here we go.
In 30 minutes. Can Tavakai take down Angormus? The RP is ready. Angormus is spamming. He's ready. Look at him. Look at that leg positioning.
Whole New Society started his first phase fight in the background. I'll just keep you updated on him in case anything crazy happens as Angormus tries to close this out. Whole New Society closing in halfway through the first phase. All right, Angormus, final phase, mate. Here it is. This is everything. Gets in leap, gets the mark.
Here comes the cold attack. Yep. He's dodging. He is not utilized the shield strategy. There we go. Finally,
a little bit at the end,
slows down.
When you run out of space. Yeah, going for the sprint is like a little scary, right? You're not going to hit by something else.
Yeah.
End up on the ground.
Oh, this is going to be a big explosion. Okay, he tanks it. No problem. Just shield it.
He tanks it. Shield's a big deal. Gets a big stun here. This is looking much better this time around. He's going to be a little careful with the positioning there, but the ground effects do clean up.
There's going to be a big explosion. Angormus is close. Is this going to hit him? No, surely. Okay, nice. Perfectly positioned on the edge. Here comes the cold attack. Gets a
It's a
big
little bit of
chill,
a
but
cold
stays
attack.
alive.
Yeah, he gets out of there. Harmony Society moving into his second phase.
Ah!
Oh! And Gomez eats a big slam there.
He has
Can't
to
afford to
dodge
get
the
back to anything
spikes.
else. Heal back up. Yes.
He-
No. Oh, wait.
He's got it.
He's got it. He's got it. And
Easy.
Gomez gets the kill. Very nice with a Monk S in chat. Excellent. Let's hop over to Whole New Society. Currently in his second phase. He had a pretty quick and clean first phase, and second phase taking him a little bit longer as he's just having to play a little bit safer here. Whole New Society has had a real tough time this race, leading so much of it still on a level 16 crossbow. A far cry. Less than half the damage of what the other mercenary had.
Level 16 is crazy. I mean, I gotta say,
Yeah,
but maybe
stuck on that thing. I mean, it's a really good level 16 crossbow, but it's a
maybe
level
this
16
is the
crossbow.
punishment you deserve, right? For the whole not going for level 31. Like that's kind of crazy to me. Because
Brutal.
Luxian was 31, correct? Yeah,
I think
he was
I
33.
have to double check on. Yeah,
He went
yeah.
33.
Level 29 finished for Whole New Society here. You know, taking that early speed trade off for a potential power loss at the end here. And I mean, if you manage to get through Deathless with a little bit better of a crossbow, you might have been able to make it work. Certainly could have gotten a bombard, but did not manage to do it. But you know, this goes to show what you can do with a level 16 crossbow for Tavakai, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Level monster level 53. What? Is that right? Crazy.
That is correct. I mean, level 29 fighting a 53.
Yeah. Level 29 with a level 16 crossbow fighting a level 53 boss. What an absolute legend, right? The skill level. Just eats that slam, doesn't even flinch.
Here comes the pop,
like,
though.
yep,
He has to dodge these.
he's got a good life
Okay,
pass.
there we go.
Yeah, he gets out of the way of that one. With 650 life, there's not much he can tank. Surprised he took that one so nonchalantly. Oh,
The
he's
cold
timing
attack should be coming out
a
soon.
stun here, potentially. Come on, mate. That flashbang hopefully gets him over the mark for that one more flashbang round. Hopefully times this stun out perfectly for him to close this one out. It's so close.
Nice dodges.
Good positioning. And he stun. There he gets the stun. Opportune moment to close it out. It's not going to get him all the way. Not with this level of damage.
Here comes the cold attack. He brings out the shield.
Pretty late. He can't tank all of those with the shield. Certainly not the slam, or he gets a stun. Oh my god, the ice beam! But he rolls through it. Whoa, mate!
Nicely done.
I do not know how he didn't die at the end there. That was wild.
Does he die here? Wait a minute. Does this kill him? He dodges. He's scared. It would kill him.
It's okay. Already established. That can be the win. Meanwhile,
here we go.
Back-to-back boss kills here for us. Exciting closing moments of the race as Bin on the warrior, our second place warrior, in the background. Second phase.
In the background, also we have the Infernalist, but they died, so we're waiting for the.
Oh, they died on Tavakai?
For the timer, yeah.
Brutal. We'll get.
So we're gonna have more Tavakais.
We'll get a chance to catch them. We're gonna get more Tavakais.
Yep.
Hopefully, we'll queue up a few more Tavakais in our Tavakai playlist. 1 hour Tavakai kill YouTube video. Let's go.
Yeah,
this is what I fall asleep to each night.
I gotta say, players got a lot better on this fight because.
Yep.
Yes, we've seen some rips, but it is so different compared to before. And even last season, I remember some players were practicing this boss fight for hours, genuinely. Like this is how difficult this boss was and still is, but everybody just got so much better at it. Damn, he has to dodge a lot. Hello?
Yeah, a little bit like kind of over movement there, a little bit less confidence, I think, on some of these. But moving into the third phase now for Bin. Had Whole New Society not died, he would have beat Luxian by 15 seconds. Ooh, mate. Just getting there. Huge win for Luxian in this race.
Not died on the boss or not died at all?
This up to. Well, I guess either one, but mentally
that's the last
death that matters, right? Yeah, mentally that last death is the one that matters. Earlier deaths, you adjust your strategy. Oh, it just eats the edge of that slam there. Tavakai going a little bit nuts over there.
Here comes the slam. Okay, he positions himself nicely. The explosions. There's no spike he has to be dodging. The shield doesn't have to come out. The stun.
Yeah, good stun.
He's going to be able to dodge this easily. Has to watch out for the cold attack here.
Pretty
This is
positions.
he's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
going out any moment now.
He's gonna be right on the edge there. The volcano, the spikes. He has to get close.
Threading the
He'll
needle
do
nicely.
so.
Well
This is
positioned
it.
there. Looking. Oh yeah. Okay. There's
Okay.
obstacles. Yeah, get that shield up. Get that shield up.
He's gonna get
You don't
slammed.
get to see their shield stun
Ooh.
bar, but he has to be a little careful with the slam. Yeah, the slam follow up is what can throw that shield strategy over the edge. But he gets the kill. Very nice
sure.
third phase there. Like a little fall over at the end there. He gets it done. Nice. Congratulations to Bin Bin for our second place warrior kill. Got to be pretty happy with that one ultimately. And Gilo moving into third phase. Look at all those impales in there. The living lightning's ready to take advantage of them.
This guy is...
Tavakai looking all kinds of mangled. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. We've been seeing some real power on the boss killing out of this. I don't know if it's dropped off or if it's kept up.
Can we see how much HP and the energy shield he has, or because that's really the crazy part. We know that he's already died on this fight once. Not quite sure about the phase. 480 energy shield, 640 life, keeping up quite well.
Yeah, nice.
Making sure he's topped off, maximizing those potions, and the
really
damage is out of this world.
Better than it.
Jeez.
Like, that's up there with that Bombard crossbow from earlier. That's crazy. That was the fastest phase 2 fight, right? Like even faster than Grenades.
That was faster than like all of the other ones combined. This was instant.
I don't know if that's how combined works, Razman. I see what you're saying. That was a very fast phase 3 fight. Infernalist showing its power there. Congratulations to Gila for taking first place Infernalist. Let's find out who else we have queued up in our Tavakai boss kill montage. We have Arco on the Druid. Yeah, nice. They're also doing the Bone Storms, and we have the Living Lightnings as well. So a similar strategy here for Arco on the Druid.
So that was our rank 1
you have to
sorceress.
assume it's not going to be as strong, right, as the Infernalist.
Yeah, true. That was our rank 1 sorceress, and this is our rank 1 druid with Shackle Coach being another mercenary with a pretty unfortunate start. But Arco, you know, he's putting out damage. We've seen good damage from him on other fights, but it does seem like the druid doesn't quite hold up nearly as well. Obviously, you do have the advantage of not having to run lab, which is a pretty big deal. The slam,
ultimately,
he's dead.
He got it. He got hit.
It lagged on the slam, and I'm just like, I see it in the air. I'm like, you have nowhere to dodge, sir. You are dead.
Yeah, I saw him kind of list to the side. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's on that reset timer now. Arco having a little bit of an upset there. I don't know if that will cost him his second place, his first place druid. We'll have to find out if there's another druid really close to him, because there was a couple druids kind of floating around in there.
Kiom, our ranger, right?
Is there a second druid? Yes, Kiom, our ranger. Kiom's been a dedicated ranger runner for some time and has performed quite well across the seasons and is close. Like, the thing that we're really seeing here is that, like, we have not had back-to-back Tavakai kills like this in previous races across the classes, you know?
True.
But the like the rest of the field of races and the other classes that were like an hour behind at the first season, if at minimum, have closed in so much now, being just a few minutes behind. It's much closer. Really,
the lag, unfortunately, is just our observer tools, guys. It's not you. It's not even us. Yeah, it's just the limitations of the technology that's getting improved every race. So be a little bit patient with us. For the most part, it works well, but yeah, every now and then, unfortunately, it will hit as Kiom through phase 1 and onto phase 2. Damage pretty good with this. Explosive grenade or grenade in general, crossbow ranger, and I believe he is level. I don't actually know. I said like as if I knew, and I didn't know.
That's interesting that we're seeing like crossbow grenades here. Like, it's certainly very good all rounder, and that maybe is the decision, because the ranger bow Tavakai fight is actually very strong.
There's like 100 people. I can't find it. There's like 100 people who are level 31.
Oh,
he's 20.
Skewered.
Ranked 20 at level 33.
Really good. A ranger. Yeah, level 33, those extra levels making a big difference there. But 800 health on a ranger here is very, very strong. Nice defensively speaking. Second phase going down pretty well. Took a bit of a hit at the start there, but survived it thanks to that extra health. Defenses looking pretty good. Don't know what their resists are currently looking like for second phase, but we've seen players strategically get pretty good at dealing with the cold and the lightning damage and all that sort of stuff throughout this fight, using the shield blocks that we saw for the icicles. Really cool to see. No one's screwing
Nope.
that up either, because if you do that poorly, you build up too much stun, get hit by the slam, you get stunned, heavy stunned, you're done for. But thankfully, people kind of practicing this a lot, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Shadow
for
Coach
sure.
starting Tavakai in the background on the mercenary. But we'll stay focused on Kion for the moment, as they are first place Ranger right now. We might be able to check in on Arco, our first place Druid, if they are indeed still there. Here we go. Kion. Very nice grenade hits there. It's got Tavakai in an ideal spot, but they're not in an ideal spot themselves, having to cut these drag and ground effects out of the way, getting zoned out from the boss there and losing some DPS time.
Mm-hmm.
The boss was in an ideal spot against that wall, but was forced away. Good navigating of the slams. Has to deal with the spike explosions. Yep, nice. Gets Tavakai in another pretty good spot here against the wall. Good damage. The stun's crucial here. That is a good timing for that stun. Gives him a bit of a chance to get into a safer spot.
It's huge. Leaves a lot of spikes up,
Closing it
though.
out. Kiama, a little bit nice, but gets out of there. Well-timed dodge roll. Yes.
Nice.
Closes up the fight with some pre-placed grenades there before dodging.
Well
Weaving
played.
those in perfectly for a nice clean kill at the end. Very nice. We return to Arco, having just finished their first phase. I believe Arco's still in first place on the Druid then. I'm going to see if we have other Druids lined up.
Apparently, the Huntress is also exactly neck and neck, so super close. Ranger, Huntress, and Druid. Looking quite nice. What's this damage looking like with the Bone
Yeah.
Storm? Pretty
Never going to be as good as
strong.
the Infernals, but it's not bad.
Oi,
Oh,
oi!
no! Gets hit by the ads, Arco. No!
No more Druid.
Oh, 2 Tavakai deaths for Arco. If there is another Druid here, I'm just finding out. They are going to have all the chance now to catch up. Huntress LHD also on the crossbows as well. I do know that there's been some other Huntress strategies being practiced, but obviously the crossbow grenades proving to be a favorite for many of the different strategies.
Yeah, I
Diverse
remember last
roster of
season.
crossbow players.
Last season, it was crossbows and bows, right? Like, that was the big conversation, I think, for Huntress. And in the end, it seemed like people mostly skewed towards all the lightning rod stuff. So it's interesting to see
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we had stomping grounds before that
Yeah,
with the spear action.
yeah, of
I've seen
course.
some spear parry stuff played with a little bit to some success. It can be good, but not quite as good in the early game as what we've got here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really
Grenades
interesting to
just so
see. And we are
powerful right now.
so close across so many different classes. It's super cool. It's definitely been a tricky race, but it's also fun to see how these seemingly inferior classes, I mean, we don't have the full information, but it does seem like they're surviving a lot better. I don't know if it's a player sort of approach. I do know for myself that if I am playing a weaker class or a less meta build, I will play slightly safer. So it does result in a more consistent run. And for LHD, he has overtaken our previous leader in the Huntress, whose name unfortunately eludes me. And now with the phase 3 Tavakai, the cold attack comes out. He's having to dodge a little bit of spikes. Tanks it nicely. Has to watch the block bar, but will manage to get away. And now, how much damage will they be able to output? As the grenades are running low, the slams are running high, but the HP for Tavakai is no more. Well played by LHD, our rank 1 Huntress. And we're on to another Druid, Lee Dong Lin.
Yes.
Nice.
Unless Arco is able to, unless we have a death here, this gives them a very good chance to take over first place from Arco.
Oh,
So we
wow.
have another Druid here playing on grenades also. I'm trying to dig to see if there's like any other Druids on Wyvern doing the Wyvern late game stuff that I've seen talked about. It looks like the grenade swaps have been a popular choice for at least the top 2 Druids here.
Yeah, it was Shkal on the Huntress, and I believe they're fighting Tavakai right now for rank 2 Huntress. And pretty good output. I mean, a lot of this
Solid
damage
damage.
here is quite decent. Yeah, pretty samey, I would say. Nobody really super stands out after seeing what kind of damage you can get with the Infernalist. But Once again, there is a big price to pay for that. I wonder if that's maybe an adjustment that some of our players are going to be making after this run. Because, yeah, these strategies seem pretty interchangeable on some of these lesser classes. Like the Druid, we see him doing caster, doing the Wyvern, doing the crossbows. I think early on we saw a little bit of bows as well. So that was interesting. And I wonder if that also means that maybe you can go for some warrior strategies on top of this, or maybe do something with mercenaries. I'm sure once again, just like after the first races in the previous seasons, as this is race 1 out of 3 this seasons, we're gonna see a lot of people experimenting and trying to get better times for the next one that's happening next week. Lee Dong Lin.
Especially Druid, it's a very like unproven, unexplored area right now. Like we've seen spellcasters, we've seen like talisman, we've seen crossbows, potentially even like shield slam druids. There's a lot of different stuff to do with Druid, so people are gonna feel like it's really hard to say just what's the best. You kind of just pick one that you think is the best and then dive in and practice it. But there's a lot of chance here to explore, other options for Druid. But yeah, nonetheless, this one is going fairly well.
This is a bit scary here. A lot of spikes.
They got okay, yeah, that's a lot of tanking of that with the shield there. He's got to back
Are
off.
we okay?
Eats a bit of the icicles. Yeah. We're okay. We're okay. He's got a bit of cold resistance, certainly helping there.
For sure.
That's a cold beam. Okay, just kind of eating it. No worries. They have a bit more of a what we expect to see damage-wise from a bombard crossbow here, about 2k. Good crossbow, not very good other gear, but manages to get that kill. Congratulations for Legon. That is, I believe, our first Druid, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, since Arco did have that unfortunate double death. They look like Arco is moving into their third phase just now. So Arco only just a little bit behind in the end, but unfortunately losing that win that they had.
Meanwhile, Shotgun Coach finishing up on the rank 3 mercenary, I think, and Arco
that was
in his phase 3 now. And our last class to finish, Monk, with Crate Fieri as their pilot on phase 1. Can Arco do it here?
Yeah, the Monk has been one of the most curious ones to see, with such a weird mix of stuff going on. What are we actually seeing from the Monk? We are actually seeing quarterstaff Monk. You love to see it. Is there a bit of talisman stuff still being woven in, or is it maybe just pounce at this point? Because earlier we saw a bit more of a mixture, but I think now, we did see a little bit of Wyvern Monk earlier. Looks like it's a pure quarterstaff, which when I have seen this a little bit, I've been impressed. It's just so hard to do.
Damage is good.
There. Yeah, damage is good.
But Tavakai's damage
takes it.
It's pretty good too.
Also good. Yes. Getting those sharks, consuming them. Big damage.
This is more than a lot of the lesser class explosives we've been seeing. This is pretty good. I'm liking this. And it seems a lot more mobile as well.
Yeah, really getting to kind of take full advantage of the ability to snap back onto the boss really fast. Oh, not much to do but eat that slam.
What the hell? There's an ad face here? You can get hit by the things and the ads come out?
Apparently.
I swear, I've never seen this. Hello?
Just weird timing, maybe?
I mean, phase 2 is a little bit of a pushover,
right? Like, using them to build charges or something before phase 3. Well, a smart choice to keep them there, though. Like, actually works to their advantage here.
Interesting.
Got one ready to cull there. Nice. Gets the wind buff. Gets another one. Stacks that right up. 2 charges and 7 seconds of wind buff at the start of the fight here. Uses those charges right away for a big shock. Nice. Oh, mate.
Big damage.
Oh, no.
The overcommitment. Yeah, I was going to say big damage, but he is really committing to doing it.
You just I feel like you're so focused on what you're doing. You're really bam, 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 comboing and staying right on top of him and snapping. It's it just makes it extra hard to react, I think, to what the boss is doing.
That's kind of funny too, because he was hitting him in the back this whole time, and then the boss is like, "What's this scratching me?" And it turns around with a big fist right to the dome.
Oh, slam.
Well, this gives
I think.
Resses an opportunity to not win Druid, but still have a sooner finish than the rank 1 monk. So that's pretty interesting. I almost want to stay and watch all the way through. Are we
Yeah,
waiting?
let's have it.
Are
Let's
we
give.
suffering with
Look,
our
I want
monk
to give
player?
Crate another chance. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
suffer together with our monk player for sure. We've got to see Crate close it out
We're with
now.
we're witnessing the slowest seconds to ever go down ever.
It's a
Who
pretty yeah, it's like
is
tick, tick.
is this more excruciating for him or for us?
It's gotta be for him, right? This is a very exciting first race for this season as well. Like, such an explosive finish there. It's going to be interesting to see how much it develops out as well, with so much like new stuff being thrown in from Druid, really affecting pretty much everyone. Everyone using talismans at some point in their strategy, for more or less. And I think there's still a lot more to take advantage of there. I didn't really see quite as much use of like rage generation, war cries, and some of the pounce tech maybe as what we could see as people kind of figure out how to work it into their strategies. And there's like gem limitations as to what they can do, but I expect it'll be getting explored a lot more over the next 2 weeks. And this is a good kind of like proving ground, early kind of prototyping phase for people's potential ExileCon. Like, we
Yeah, for
expect
sure.
that there will probably be some changes between now and ExileCon as to what the race strategies will be, but it'll probably be more of an evolution of what they work on here.
I would think so.
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, and we also know that this is kind of this pre-qualifier set of races is kind of tricky for some of our top players, because I know some players don't want to be sharing strategies that they came up, but at the same time they want to be winning races, so they're kind of holding back on some of their stuff. And yeah, we always talk about how the racing community shares information and they collaborate with each other and everything. There's a little bit of information hiding as well, right? So I'm sure that many of our top players are going to be watching other people's runs and looking if there are any particular strategies that they can incorporate into their play. As Crate begins his fight once again, phase 1. That's the unfortunate part about Tavakai. Even if you die
Yes.
on the last phase, you have to go back to phase 1 and redo it all over. And this is a huge time sink that has cost many of our players in the past their big victories, be it on the demi or in the race overall. Has to dodge the massive slam. The stun, however, is building up, and he should be able to get it before the phase. Yeah, there it is right there. Some ads, always helpful. Bit of a mismanagement on the mana. I believe he runs out, has to click his mana flask. Does that a little bit late as he's focusing on what the boss is doing. And the boss, it's one-shotting Ziggy. Great. Once again, down with an extremely long-range attack from Tavakai. This guy's still got some tricks in his bag for sure.
Oh,
Holy.
no.
Are we going to be here
Okay,
all
I'm
night?
just.
Ziggy, you said we're committing. Okay, guys, we're here for the long run. Crate, no pressure, buddy.
We might also have not had a Sork finish yet as well. So I'm just checking in on what the
No, it's
situation
a
is for
witch,
them.
right?
Oh, sorry, what?
A witch. We
We had
have
a
a
witch.
sorceress. Oh, the witch is
No,
the
because we had the
infernalist.
Infernalist, remember? Yeah,
Didn't we
yeah.
watch a Sork? I could have sworn.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we actually have seen them. I'm going to pull the ladder up and have a little bit of a look here.
I mean, I see a Stormweaver. I see a sorceress. Man, there's so many high-level players, though.
The Druid field a little bit too, because the Druid field is diverse. We do have, if we want to watch someone in the meantime, we do have, I believe it's, what is their name? It's YFK underscore. This racer is playing on Wyvern on the Druid. If we want to have a little bit of a look at them in approximately 1
Wait,
minute when they get off the death timer.
I just realized Whole New Society never finished. I don't know if they logged out
Did
before
he?
it, like...
Did he? I think he finished his race. When,
Yeah.
yeah.
No rank 1, then no finish at all. Understandable. Respect to our
Understandable. For
previous
some races, it's all or
previous...
nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
mercenary, warrior, infernalist, ranger, huntress, and druid finish. So we're still missing monk and sorceress potentially here. Might be able to see some monk finish. And I would love to, if we can, check out the Wyvern player just briefly, maybe as well.
It was
But that
3
might be a
knife.
little tricky
Okay,
with the
yeah.
timing on the monk.
Three Knife is level 31, but I think he's running into the same issue that he has previously, where it's just so easy to die on a sorceress. But we have Letu progressing now through the zone over to Tavakai, who's been really farming today. This guy's been farming like crazy. His players might not be dropping loot, but he is farming them nonetheless. Is this a reset for Letu? Yep. I'm gonna go for the reset. Just too many stuns, too much damage. As our
Oh, it's possible that
level,
whole new society finished, but they logged out before it finished.
yeah, I think
before the
so.
flag does completed. Yeah,
I think
which
so.
doesn't matter too much ultimately if they hadn't won. Look at all the.
I mean, we
look at
watched
the
him finish.
wyverns.
I'm pretty sure. So yeah,
We got YFK the Druid playing the Wyvern strategy, which I had been excited to see. I don't know how hard it is for him to get the like full barrage.
oh yeah,
With the oil barrage. Let's see. Oh, they're kind of doing some prep work at this point.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
super
got the
interesting. I mean,
I got all the power charges. There we go. There we go. There it
holy.
is. A little bit of
Okay,
setup, a little bit of prep, and then bam. There's your oil barrage. I'm happy now. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah.
that's
I know
nice.
there's some
I want to see more
potential
of
there.
this.
Probably some practice and smoothing out of the strategy leading up to this point might be in order. But if the early game for this Wyvern playstyle for Druid can be smoothed out, then we could see, that getting there a little sooner and then one-shotting their way through Act 4 bosses is a pretty big deal. A pretty big deal.
Yeah, for sure. You were not
Presumably,
kidding.
I don't see
I was
why
kind of
that
skeptical,
can't.
but
Yeah, I don't see why that can't insta-phase Tavakai, right? And that's let's see, no,
oh
goes down on Tavakai, phase 1 there. Meanwhile,
man,
Crate
that didn't
taking
even
on
look
phase
like it
2.
was. That didn't even look like it was going towards Leru, but yeah, it just dies. How much HP does Crate have? Is there a way that we could see? I mean, Leru is competing for rank 1, and Kratos, we might as well full screen the monk, and it's 603 HP is what I was seeing there, right? And then 61 shield, so not a lot on the squishier
No,
side,
not a lot.
but will
Yeah.
this mobility be able to make up for the lack of tankiness?
It's like mobile, but you also have to really commit to, hitting the boss and doing your combos.
Right.
So that makes it a little bit trickier.
Nice dodge this
Like if you
time.
can, like probably one of the highest skill expression setups, I think, across any of the classes, which Monk has always been kind of the go-to for that.
The fun
Feels like
class,
you're
you mean?
playing a high-end fighting game or something sometimes.
Yeah, that's the best. I love that. And I love
Yeah, I
the
love Monk for
return to
that.
it too. I remember playing the PoE 2 demo at the ExileCon when it got announced, and that's exactly how Monk felt. And then we started playing the actual PoE 2 and the game came out, and I'm like, this doesn't feel the same. But now it feels like we're really going back to that sort of, yeah, fighting style, play style. And it's super fun to watch, and it's super fun to click buttons on it too. As the last phase of Tavakai begins for Crate once again. Will this be the one where they come out ahead? Ooh, that's a lot of spike that are about to explode. He manages to dodge them, had to get away from that wall. Here comes the cold beam, that mobility with the lightning strike, really helping
Oh,
out.
he
Is this
paused. He's deciding if he
this is
goes.
a reset?
He goes for the
Yeah,
reset. Yeah, better than the
this
two
is
two and a
just
half
too
minute death
hard.
penalty. It's just
This
like
is
there was
so
another
hard.
auto attack at the very least coming up there, and he was at 200
Yeah,
health. Like brutal.
that's a big
Yeah,
combo
there's
for
a
sure.
lot going on there. Yeah, at a certain point, you got to call if you want to take that 2.5 minute death penalty or not.
How are we doing on the
What's the
sorceress?
what's the 4-way fight look like? Yeah. Plus, I want to see how the wyvern's kind of like moving through zones
Dead.
too. I assume mostly just kind of pouncing through, not really killing anything. Yeah. Is there a little skip here? Is there? You're trying, not quite pulling it off though.
Oh,
Trying to
he's
leap off
trying to
that
get up
cliff.
the. Yeah.
To attempt something like that means you've done it before, so there must be a skip there. Maybe
I
on
love how I was talking
very
about how our
specific maps.
players got so much better at Tavakai, and it feels like since then they've just all been dying.
It's
But
I mean, that's still an improvement for what we've seen in the past.
true,
Tavakai
actually,
is brutal. He's a guy for sure.
100%.
Good first phase.
And Crate is doing well, and I do believe I'm not quite sure. I don't remember this name. This might be a little bit of a newcomer. Monk was super underrated before, but he actually was the rank 1. No, he was the rank 2 monk in the last race. Bin was the rank 1 monk, finishing 3rd overall. And only 2 minutes behind Screws, who was our race leader for the majority of the previous race. So
A third finish on monk is
definitely,
impressive.
this is a player that you definitely don't just scoff at, because he's come from, he was 116th in the first race of the last season. He wasn't on the ladder in the second one. And in the third one, he finished as second monk. So with 3 hours and 7 minutes, so noticeably behind. But this season, Crate came to play, and he's competing for rank 1 monk right now. So a huge improvement, a player who's definitely put in the time, the effort, as him and Leru on the Sorceress are still struggling to get that rank 1 demi.
Yep, we've got both of them trying to get first in their respective classes, so we have to go to our 4-way screen so we can see both of them at this point. As it's pretty close, they're both in their second phase. Not competing with each other directly, but still kind of are.
Still kind of, yeah. True. I mean, we have had how many players finish by now? Not a lot. There's a ton of people on the ladder above level 30, like a ton now. But we've only had 10 players finish so far. Another Druid squeezing in shiny scales. Obviously, we've got Arco. Yeah, we've pretty much watched everybody except Shka, who was the leader for Huntress for quite a while and then ended up getting second with just a minute behind LHD that we watched on stream. So super interesting. While Leru begins phase 3 and Crate, round 3 for Crate.
So Letu on the Sorceress going for that big stacked up Amber Fusillade for single target. It's their equivalent of the Bone Storm. Not quite as high potential as that one, I think, but still a pretty heavy hitter. Linked up with things like Considered Casting, Zenith, and Control Destruction. Just the big raw damage. Oh, Crate! No! Crate having an absolutely brutal time of trying to close this fight out right now.
YFK is dead too.
Everyone's going down, man. Everyone's, oh no, I want to see YFK get to the Tavakai.
I'm sorry, Letter. It's time to die. Resus, your time has come.
All right, here's how I want things to go. Letu closes this fight out. We get to see YFK one-shot the boss with Oil Barrage, and then Crate closes it out with a clutch finish at the end. That will be my ideal finish right now.
Letter's dead. It's coming.
If the racers could please follow their script, that would be great.
Okay. Actually, Letter's got this, right? Nice dodge. He's getting hit by the sun.
Was that another kill?
The sun. Okay, he's got it.
Yeah, they did.
Does he live through?
Did he get the kill?
Oh, he dodges. Nice. Yeah, he gets it.
Nice. another mutual kill on Tavakai there. I love that for.
Oh, Resus is dead. Nice.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the script is pretty okay.
Script is intact. It's all right. The script was not dependent on Resus's behavior. I thought Resus maybe got the kill there, but maybe not quite. Letu with the finish. Nicely done. Congratulations to them for taking first place Sorceress after a hard-fought battle there. Working them down bit by bit with those Ember Fusillades.
I wonder.
Sorceress has a little bit of a drop-off in the last act here. So it's a tough finish for them.
See... Did Leru die? I can't remember if they were kind of slow to get to the fight or if they died. But...
Not sure of Letu's death count. I don't think we saw one, maybe?
He died once to Tavakai. Okay.
Yeah. Looks like YFK is working their way through the zone. And hopefully we'll get ourselves a bit of Wyvern action. I'm keen for it. Oh, here we go. Yes. All right, they've got some charges stacked up. But those charges are going to drop, so I'm going to have to redo it. I don't know how hard that is.
I'm frozen.
I get that with the clones, the dodge clones, right? I think they'll pause for a second.
I have no idea how this works.
I think the dodge clones are like a wave generating charges on it, right? Like if the enemy hits them or something. Yeah, there you go. So it's got 3 charges. It's actually pretty consistent. Like that's not too hard to do. There's a little bit of setup time for it, but I mean, if it pays off for the boss one shot, then he's just got to pick the right time to do it, right? Oh. A little bit of a weird positioning, but it's not quite the one shot. It seemed like a weird position, but I mean, he's got 2 charges. He can go again.
Yeah,
maybe just set up another one. Yeah, it was not bad. Those projectiles flying off everywhere. It was pretty crazy, right?
That wasn't even that long of a setup, right?
Yeah, that was it. Oh yeah, it's only down to the halfway point for the first phase, isn't it? Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's done. He cooked it.
He did kind of like go that second barrage, but it was only just to finish it off.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Can he do the same thing here?
Yeah. Yeah, he just has to get those down. The boss swipes him, and then he gets his charges, and then... So obviously he has to go get that spirit skill, which some players just kind of skip that stuff, but
here it comes.
It's a decent trade-off, potentially. Picking the moment, and blah.
Oh my god.
Yes! Amazing.
Excuse
you didn't believe,
me?
Rise. You did not believe.
That wasn't even close. He just killed it instantly.
Phase. Yep, he's gone. Third phase is going to be, I reckon, it's a repeat of this.
This is not balanced. Does he have to be under the wall to do this?
No, that's just it just does a lot of damage, man. It's a big barrage. It does a lot of damage.
Okay,
Mostly it's just about the setup, right? Getting the charges, kind of like, getting any other buffs or debuffs you might need, finding the right time to do it safely. You can't be doing it when the boss is slamming you, obviously.
Kraid is doing it, but I feel like he lost his shot. We're watching YFK now. YFK is our new watch party. Go on, Kraid. I believe in you. But also YFK, show us the one shot.
If we can full screen just for the final barrage, that would be amazing. Production, quick, if you can.
It's coming.
Any second now. Oh,
there's spikes everywhere. Come on. He's gonna have to dodge.
Oh, he's doing it. Is it enough? He's gonna have to do another one.
Ugly.
It's not quite enough. He's got to build up charges again.
He stood so far away. Feels like he could have gotten in there.
Really have a good spot for that one, I think. It seemed kind of like I'll just try and do what I can. Okay, here we go.
Oh, really?
What? I think it like clicked with an ad on the wall or something. That was not what that was supposed to do. I don't think that's not what he wanted. Come on,
here we
mate.
go.
Oh no,
he's dead.
Oh, no.
Okay, show us great. Okay, great beginning phase 3. Here we go.
We know it can be done, though. It needs a bit more polish, but it can be done. I appreciate them for showing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I still think that third
really
phase
effective.
could be one shot. With like proper positioning and everything.
I mean, the thing is too, the Wyvern was popping off. Like, I feel like their clear was good and everything. If a player can pull this out in the early stages, put a little bit more practice, I don't know. This seems like an extremely legitimate strategy. It seems better than the grenades.
It's really raw right now. I think so too. I think it's just it's raw and it takes a bit more setup and work to do. So these are a lot more polished, but the potential is there. I think
Great, get that shield up. Nice, but the slam.
Oh no! Great, just that was my fear from before. Was the barrage into the slam? Someone finally eats it. That is unfortunate. Great, mate. I think we can give him one more shot because I do have. I can go through a history of the race seasons while we wait. Would you like a history of the race seasons? While we wait for Crate to get back into the fight, we do have Rhesus on. Is this third phase? Yeah, they might be just about to close this one out.
Definitely third.
Yeah, here we go.
Looking good too.
All right, yeah. Good job, Rhesus. Taking next Druid there. Was that second Druid? Third Druid? Congratulations to Rhesus. Right.
Well played.
It's been a pretty entertaining set of 4 seasons for Path of Exile racing, and then we're going to be heading into ExileCon qualifiers and ExileCon soon, which is going to be extra exciting. But I've loved to see the progression over time of how much it's changed in a relatively short period of time, right? Like I feel like it's only been like a year or something, right? But season 1, we came out. No one had done practice for racing except Angormus. Angormus was just doing it for the love of it before anyone else even heard of the term PoE2 racing, right? And then GGG came out and announced it, and Angormus was ready to roll. So he stood alone at the top of the pack by just such a huge margin. I remember that first season was just so wild, with people dying like crazy, no one really having any idea what to do. And the difference between like Angormus's polished finish and everyone else was just like such a huge margin. You're absolutely dominant. And we had classes finishing in like more than 3 hours, while Angormus finished at that like 2-hour 20 mark.
That was Doriani.
So it was pretty wild. Yeah. But already back then we had people starting to like learn the zones and things like that, starting to study. But it was not until season 2 where it really started to kind of come together in that regard. People started getting together and sharing a lot more things. There was the Campaign Codex Discord, which you guys can go in and join and learn about zone layouts and things like that. People were publishing 27-page PDFs on just the red veil and like how to
Nice.
optimize your progression through it. And every zone learned like that was like 2 minutes, minute and a half, 2 minutes shaved off their time. So we just saw such a huge improvement in skill and
Nice.
times from first to second season, a closing of the pack as well as everyone shared knowledge and worked together. And Gorma stayed dominant, and the meta changed a lot. Spear, Rake, and Stomping Ground was like, you look at grenades now and be like, they're pretty overpowered. Rake and Stomping Ground was something else. Stomping Grounds was crazy. Everyone was stacking strength. We had witches and sorceresses doing Stomping
was a good
Grounds.
season.
Everyone was doing Stomping Grounds. It was good. It was entertaining. It was good that was just one season, but it was a very entertaining one season of that.
Holding down right click doesn't take a whole lot.
Yeah. But it was fun to see though, like such a big shift from just one season there, such a big change.
My God.
Both in like, yeah, it was big damage there. Oh mate. Do we have another Wyvern, do we? Relicario as well on the Wyvern. Cool. We got 2 Wyverns now. We can see
this
some
was our
comparison between them.
leader, our Wyvern leader
Yeah,
for
they
the
were leading
longest
for a
time.
while early on. Yeah, in the earlier acts there, absolutely. Yeah, so there was some strong competition in season 2, but Angormus, still once again proved unbeatable. But I think was like 6 wins back to back for those first 2 seasons. Season 3, the races again changed a lot because we got Act 4 added, and then we started to see the bloodbath that was Act 4 and the Tavakai kill in particular. You think we saw a lot of deaths today back in season 3, and you guys can go back and watch all these VODs, by the way. Super entertaining. They're all available on YouTube. We had, the top races dying in droves, and well, that still hasn't changed here in season 4. But we also moved to the 2.5 minute death penalty from 1 minute then too. And so that made those deaths like mean a lot more, and players started to be just a bit more careful and really consider defenses and their strategy, their levels that they would get to a bit more as well.
YFK is so dead.
Holy just so much panic
dead.
dodging going on there. It seems really hard to find the spot to do that barrage in the 3rd phase, right? So Relicario even cut short their barrage and still went down. But we got Crate going into their 2nd phase. Hopefully we can see Crate finish this one out here as they clean up their 2nd phase. It's been pretty pretty wild.
Thank you for that, by the way, Ziggy. The story time, very nice.
It's cool. I like
there.
reflecting on those things and the changes. You were there. You were there. And it's still changing a lot. The announcement of ExileCon has really hyped people up to go really hard, but not everyone's been able to. Real life commitments happen. Guy that dies hasn't been able to race, and now we're a big name in racing. And Gormus hasn't really been able to practice, but we still saw Gormus obviously do so well today, despite that fact. He's all the practice he's done up to this point, making a big difference. But hopefully
more
we'll get to
RNG, and he
see.
had it. Honestly.
Yeah. We've seen him suffer highs and lows in that regard. But, we talk about RNG a lot, but ultimately we see the same races up the top regardless of their RNG, because they know how to mitigate it. They know how to deal with it. They know how to take advantage of the good RNG too, ultimately. And especially, I think, for PoE2 and how important the zone reads and everything are, the knowledge and the practice makes all the difference for sure. It's what makes, 30 minutes difference, while the RNG makes 5 minutes difference to your run. Oh, great! No! Oh. Is there any other monk kind of threatening to take Crate's win here? I don't know.
What? You're gonna...
I'm just wondering.
You did this. You were like, we're watching this until we die.
I did not do it. Let me see.
Wait, we have another monk that's already finished.
No, we missed. Oh, no, I was just saying earlier, we did a good job this time. We didn't miss anyone. We might have actually missed a monk just close out. Oh, Billy did just close out while we did our
really?
That's my fault. I take the blame for that.
Nah,
yeah, we missed the final monk. We did it again. Oh, we got some pretty nice Tavakai finishes here.
Show us the Wyvern one more time. One more time, the Wyverns.
You want to see the? See the Wyvern again?
Don't show the caster cams. Show the Wyverns one last time.
No, don't swap the caster cams. All right.
They're still
dead. We can do our closing remarks this time on Wyverns. On Wyverns barraging. The Wyverns are dead and waiting. All right, let's get out of here. We'll finish it up. You guys can head over to people's streams and check out the final closing out people. Go cheer them on, or go check out people as they review their race casts and whatnot. I encourage you to jump in and check out people's practice runs too. They're really educational. They're really good for learning tips and tricks for speeding up your own regular play. A lot of the stuff is obviously very racer specific, but there's a good chunk of it there that you can just do yourself to avoid, going and collecting power cores and things like that too. it's a good time, and you get a bit more chance to ask them about their runs and learn some of the insights that can make watching the races later all that more exciting too. And if you're curious about trying some racing yourself, I encourage you to get in there. Like I was saying before, people are sharing knowledge. It's everyone kind of wants the field to be as competitive as possible, because people want to win, but they want people to race against. They want it to be exciting. They want other people to motivate them by being really good. So jump in there and give it a go. Like, a lot of these new names have come out of the woodwork, after not being racers a season ago. So it's worth checking into. Thanks once again, Rise, for joining me for some casting action. Appreciate it, mate. I will be off next week, but Crimson Cast, who we saw doing some fantastic racing today, will be jumping on and providing some of their first-hand insights into their race commentary alongside Rise next week, and I'll be back for the finals.
No more Ziggy. Yes, I'm free. One time the parents are gone for the weekend. Yes.
Time to have a party, eh? Okay. All right. You enjoy your party while I'm away.
I will. Thank you, Ziggy.
I'll be watching, by the way. Okay. Don't say anything while I'll be there. I'll be tuning in from where
I'll get in trouble. Because we do have 3 races.
Once again for hosting these races. There is 2 more races to go. Same time next week and the week after that. Make sure to tune in for some more PoE Sports. I'm ZIGGYD, joined by RaizQT. Thank you very much for watching, folks. See you later. And Fate of the Vol will be fixed next week as well. GG's telling us in the background.